Hey, what is up? It's Not a Newbie, back again with yet another stream. What's poppin', y'all? We've got a lot of different things to cover today. You know, we have the FBI. We have the FBI whistleblower hearing. We've got Joe Biden getting impeached by Marjorie Taylor Greene. We've got Governor DeSantis taking some L's, some massive L's. Not necessarily in the way that you might think, but I think in a way that's definitely going to negatively affect his presidential campaign. We've got a kind of sorry and sad diss track, allegedly. I have yet to hear the diss track. Let's see, a video by Mr. Pizza that we're gonna be reacting to. And then after that, I might be able to squeeze in some gaming. We'll see. But yeah, for the first bit here, yeah, let me know. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I've got the TTS on for a little bit. Hold on, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Let's see. Okay.
Official Mike.
Alrighty.
Said in the chat.
We are back.
Is Biden being impeached due to dementia?
Let's see here. Official Mike said, is Biden being impeached due to dementia? Actually, not sure. One thing I'm going to be reacting to is actually all of the articles of impeachment, because those articles of impeachment were brought up today. I do not yet know what they are, but we're gonna find out together. And you know, I'm American, so I've been kind of following Joe Biden's presidency a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see what things she decides to, you know, bring him up on impeachment about. Marjorie Taylor Greene does, because there's so many ways that you could go at Joe Biden. Because you could go with either incompetence, she's doing a bad job, or you could go with, you know, just criminality. There are like so many different angles that you could use to hit at Joe Biden with. So I'm just interested to see what tax she decided to go with. Yo, was this partially frozen? Weird. It's very strange. Oh, yo, that is weird. Super weird. I don't think that was ice. What is that? It's weird. So I think this isn't fit to drink. I don't know what's in here, but it ain't ice. Hold on. What the heck? Here. I'm gonna pour this out. See if we can determine what's going on here. Well, it's not even going to be clear enough for me to see. I did not think about this. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, I guess I should go ahead and dive into these topics, because I do want to get into some gaming later today. If I'm going to have time to get into some gaming, I'm going to need to get through all of these subjects. Alrighty. Ending the music. All right. Let's see here. Now, if you guys follow politics or the news at all, and you live in the United States, you probably are aware of an FBI hearing that occurred where, you know, some kind of funny things happened. And I don't know if this is, you know, the thing that you know about this event for, but for example, this is one thing that happened during the hearing today.
Mr. Allen, have you ever used Twitter? Yes or no? I have utilized Twitter, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is your account at Marcus A970-50645?
That is absolutely not my account.
Okay, that's not your account. Well, on December 5th, 2022, an account under the name Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said,
That
quote,
is not my account, ma'am.
you haven't let me finish the question,
Might have been
sir.
a football player.
You haven't let me finish the question. And the time is mine. On December 5th, 2022, an account under the name of Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said, quote, Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th, retweet if you agree, end quote. Do you agree with that statement? Yes or no?
That is, I don't, no, ma'am. That's not my account at all.
literally not even his account. She's trying to do a gotcha against the guy when it's literally not even his account. It's like, hey, somebody else with the same name as you said this inflammatory thing. Do you agree? Like, bro, it's not even me. Like, there's so many people who, like, on Twitter who probably have the same name as Marcus Allen. You can't just go on Twitter, find someone named Marcus Allen who said something that you didn't like and then go after him over it. That's what was attempted here. But unfortunately, that was sort of the least disturbing thing about these hearings. By the way, if you're not familiar with who these whistleblowers are or what they are blowing the whistle about, they're blowing the whistle on the FBI for targeting some folks who didn't really seem to meet the criteria for what you would expect the FBI to be targeting people for. They were targeting pro-life groups, they were targeting Catholics, they were targeting parents who were attending school board meetings. They were also doing some other things that I don't know if they were wrapped up in these whistleblowing complaints, not necessarily, but they were also doing things like calling people terrorists for saying like poggers online and things like well, it wasn't poggers, it was calling people terrorists for saying based in comment sections on YouTube, which is just like kind of ridiculous, to be honest, because it's just become modern nomenclature now. So this is an awful situation. Let's see. Jim Jordan kind of summarized the committee's findings here. If you're a parent attending a school board meeting, if you are a pro-lifer praying at a clinic, or you are Catholic simply going to mass, you are a target of the government, a target of the FBI. And so I don't really think that there should be much debate as to whether or not the government should be targeting folks based on their ideological or religious beliefs. Spoiler alert, they shouldn't. But that's what the FBI is allegedly doing, and mainstream news media as well as the FBI, they both have oddly been sharing the same talking points this entire time regarding the subject, have been using different tactics to try to undermine the testimony of these whistleblowers, saying, oh, well, they liked January 6th, or oh, they were conspiracy theorists. None of these things have been completely corroborated, though. They tried to get, we just saw the example there of that Allen fellow. They were trying to get him on supporting January 6th, where he didn't even support January 6th, and he even condemned that conspiracy theory about Nancy Pelosi leading January 6th. But the whole situation is very awful. I listened to a lot of the hearing. I listened to a lot of the hearing. There was just some harrowing details about what the FBI did to the whistleblowers, suspending them without pay and then revoking their clearance so they couldn't get any more jobs, and then also like taking the majority of some of these whistleblowers' belongings so they couldn't even like their family didn't even have the majority of their clothes because the FBI had taken them for months at a time. Some people, the only reason why some of the testimony, the only reason why some of the whistleblowers were able to survive for these months was because of people being generous and giving them funds, or the generosity of their church. Which, by the way, massive W for all the Christians at the church and everyone involved who were, taking care of these folks and helping them out in their time of need. However, they should never, ever have been put in this situation where they needed people to give them money. The FBI literally prevented these people from, making a living and sustaining themselves on their own. And let's see here. So honestly, if you have any doubt as to whether or not the whistleblowers were actually targeted by the FBI or whatever, I would just recommend that you go check out the hearing. I know it's 3 hours long, but there's some really good stuff in there. Definitely go check that out, because this is all very terrible. This is all very upsetting. And this leads to the question of, should the FBI be dismantled? Should they not be? Because there's some debate about this. Frankly, I don't know. I know there are a lot of people who just want to abolish the FBI and get rid of it completely, but I do think that there is a need for a federal governing body that investigates federal crimes. The FBI seems to be completely corrupt, completely politicized, extremely biased against certain people with certain values. However, there is a need for something like the FBI to exist. Now, it's very likely that the FBI needs to just be terraformed, everyone needs to be fired, and then just need to start over. And frankly, I do think that there is quite a bit of bloat and redundancy. For example, the CIA is basically the spying wing of the United States of America, yet the FBI also spies on people. And then there's the NSA that also spies on people. So it's we should just consolidate all the spying operations and all the investigation operations into one wing, because we have a bunch of crazy redundancies. But in any case, at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot we can do about this whole situation. But it is fascinating because the government really, they're not just some beneficial, benevolent, government. The government is just not just some benevolent daddy who's just sitting there, giving you checks in the mail, and that's pretty much all they do. They actually have these very, very powerful, very, very dangerous arms of the government that, if they want to, they can very well. And in these cases, they actually have weaponized them to target certain people with certain beliefs. It's just awful. This just comes in the heel of the Durham report too, which explained how a lot of the investigations into Donald Trump are all just based on fabrications and fake stories. This is just a massive blow to the federal government. The federal government is corrupt beyond belief, and honestly, it's corrupt to the point where I don't know who could come in and fix all the corruption. Donald Trump promised to drain the swamp when the issue was not as big as it is today. And he wasn't able to drain the swamp then. So do we really trust Donald Trump to drain the swamp now? Hey, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not putting my trust in princes and mortal men who cannot save. I'm just pointing out some realities about the government that we live in, because I do think that it's important to kind of know about, the country you live in and know what the heck is going on in your country. It stinks, but hey, what can you do? Alrighty. Official Mind said the FBI is run by fascists. I don't know if it's a top-down issue, but it seems to be pretty pervasive. So I don't know if it's run by the fascists. But the fascists certainly do seem to have a stronghold over the organization because of all of the corruption. It could be that the very people at the very top of the FBI are extremely fair, right? And not corrupt at all. But if everyone below them is corrupt, I mean, they seem to be operating in a very corrupt way. I don't know if it's about who it's run by. Not to a certain extent, of course. All the foot soldiers run the army. So there's that aspect of it too, right? Where it's how much of the FBI do the leaders of the FBI actually run? Because if you're overrun by fascists, then it is what it is. It doesn't matter how unfascistic the leader of the FBI is. Anyways, we do have this clip. This clip comes from Forbes Breaking News. This is like a 10-minute excerpt of the FBI whistleblower hearing. Now, if you don't have time to go check out the whole hearing, I'm sure that this clip will prove to be interesting, but I seriously recommend you go and check out the hearing because there's some crazy stuff in the hearing. But let's look at this excerpt from the hearing.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Goldman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to move quickly through a couple different questions. We established earlier credibility matters, certainly for witnesses who appear before
By the way, I believe this guy is a Democrat from New York, I think.
us. Mr. Boyle, do you know who Kash Patel is?
I do.
Have you received any money from Kash Patel or his organization?
I have.
When you previously met with the majority members and/or majority staff of this committee, was Kash Patel present for that meeting?
No.
To your knowledge, has Kash Patel ever spoken to the committee members on your behalf?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Was anyone present for your previous meetings with committee members and staff on the majority that were not members of this committee or staff of this committee?
My counsel.
Your counsel? Anyone else?
I don't think so. No.
Is Kash Patel helping you finance your counsel?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Mr. Friend, what about you? Do you know Kash Patel as well?
Yes.
And did you receive any money from Kash Patel?
Yes, he gave me a donation last November.
A donation?
Yes.
Are you a charitable organization?
I was an unpaid, definitely suspended man.
Yo, this dude is acting like the FBI literally was not keeping these people from making money. The only reason these people are alive today is because people gave them money and helped them out because the FBI suspended them without pay and in many cases took all of their belongings, so they didn't really have anything to live off of. No food, very little clothing. It is a terrible, terrible, awful situation. The FBI treated these people terribly, didn't allow them to make a living, and I think it's hilarious that this guy is out here being like, oh, you terrible organization, why are you taking donations? You're taking donations because you need money to live. That's why these people took donations.
Are you a charitable organization?
I was an unpaid, indefinitely suspended man trying to feed his family, and he reached out to me and said he wanted to give me a donation.
Did he have any, was he present for any of your meetings with committee members or staff?
No.
And how many times did you meet with the committee members or staff prior to your transcribed interview?
I never met with them prior to my transcript.
Did you speak to them on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you spoke to them on the phone.
Yes, I spoke to them on the phone, corresponded.
Did you provide documents?
Yes, I gave them my written declaration.
Did they ask you whether they could share that with the minority?
I don't know. At the time, I don't believe they were actually in the majority.
Did they ask you whether they could share the documents?
I don't remember if they did or didn't.
I want to focus a little bit on...
Now, this seems to be targeting one thing that the Democrats have been very upset about. So, much of what the whistleblowers have presented before Congress was shielded from the minority, which is the Democrat members of Congress. And the reason for this is they were worried and afraid of retaliation. Now, from what I understand, it is customary for everyone in Congress to have access to all the evidence, but in this case, the FBI seems extremely corrupted and biased in favor of the Democrat Party. We see a lot of people, interestingly, go lockstep in the very, very shape and fashion of FBI talking points from Democrat members of the legislative body to the mainstream media itself. So I can see why some of these folks had hesitations about their evidence being placed in the hands of Democrats in Congress, because who knows what they would do with that information, who they would leak that information to, and then what the consequences of that would be.
On that SWAT case that you mentioned, Mr. Friend, where the SWAT team was used to make an arrest of someone associated with the domestic violent extremist group, that was not your case?
It was That was a case that was within my office. The Joint Terrorism Task Force sort of ran all the cases together.
Okay. Well, did you work on that case?
My name is on it. I did not perform work for it.
Got it. And what evidence did you have that this defendant had offered to surrender to the FBI?
The evidence I had was in his conversations with the individuals from my office who he spoke to. He said that he would cooperate.
So he said he would cooperate with the FBI, but he never told you that he would surrender to an arrest.
That's cooperation, is it not? Is there a way to cooperate with the FBI but not surrender to them? Like, what is this? Yo, where did they find this dude with a negative IQ level? Like, what?
Those are two different things, you agree, right?
No, I wouldn't. Somebody told me that if you need anything from me, just let me know. I'll cooperate. I would interpret that to mean I could reach out to them if I had a criminal charge.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. All right, that's certainly not my experience. Mr. Allen, you passed around information to other members of the FBI related to January 6th, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you were admonished by your supervisor not to do that, is that right?
I was not, sir.
You were not. So when it says here in the FBI's letter to Mr. Jorman of yesterday that your supervisor admonished you to stop circulating these materials on multiple occasions, you're saying right now that the FBI is lying to this committee?
That statement that they wrote is inaccurate.
Okay. Did you write to your colleagues to, quote, exercise extreme caution and discretion in pursuit of any investigative inquiries or leads pertaining to the events of January 6th?
Yes, I corresponded with my teammate.
Did you write that?
Yes, I wrote those words in the correspondence.
And that was after you had been admonished not to send information about January 6th, right?
I was not admonished to not send information.
Yo, I understand if it's your opinion that the FBI is not lying here, but you can't. He already said that he was not admonished, so you can't be like, well, that was after you were admonished, right? He literally said he was never admonished.
You do agree that your personal opinion should not influence your official duties, don't you?
No, you should be objective and analytical in all the, decisions and information.
No, that was my question. Your personal views should not influence your official duties.
No, you should be objective in doing the conduct of your job.
And now, Mr. Friend and Mr. O'Boyle, I don't have much time, but you agree that you were field agents, correct?
Correct.
And you understand chain of command, do you not, Mr. O'Boyle?
I do.
Right. So that if you make a suggestion to a supervisor and your supervisor overrules you, that's the nature of the business, isn't it?
Not if it's a violation of a law.
And you make decisions about whether grand jury subpoenas should be served or not as a field agent of the FBI?
Time the gentleman is
If I have a
expired.
reasonable belief, I can make a protected disclosure, which is what I've done.
Okay, but do you think...
It is fair to say that, if you suspect that someone is telling you to do something that is against the law, that you would refuse to do it. I mean, that would make sense. I don't know what stipulation would be there would be, even in the FBI, where it's like, oh, if your supervisor tells you to break the law, you gotta do it because chain of command. Like, that's kind of silly. You would have to admit.
You make those
Time the gentleman is
decisions.
expired. Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes himself. Mr. O'Boyle, why do you think they came down on you so darn hard? Deep down, what do you think their motivation is?
I think the agency as a whole wants to get rid of people who simply just don't toe the line that they want. They don't want critical thinkers. They don't want people who raise valid questions to their chain of command.
They want to send a message, don't they?
Absolutely.
They want to make you an example, don't they?
Yes.
And they don't care. They want to send that message so hard, so strong, they don't care that you served 6 years in the Army, member of the 101st Airborne, took enemy fire, was selected for a special new unit they were putting in Quantico. They wanted to send such a message that they said, if we can get this guy, we can get this guy to be quiet, we can get everybody to be quiet. That's what they were doing, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, especially since I had just had a baby who was 2 weeks old, and we had just sold our house.
Just to put the emphasis on it, they said, we're going to do it the day he arrives. The day we've worked with him, we selected him, he's done a great job in the FBI, he served our country, took an oath to the Constitution, took an oath to defend this country. He's going to move. We're going to send all his stuff in this van to this moving. We're going to do that. When the day he arrives, we're going to suspend him. We're not going to let his family get their belongings. We're not going to let him get his clothes for his kids, his winter coats for his children. We're going to send a message.
Now, one thing that I've noticed throughout this entire hearing is that when it comes to the Republicans, they refer to, they refer to what, the FBI allegedly did. They refer to whistleblower testimony, right? The whistleblowers just speak from their own experience. And then when the GOP is here, you've got Jim Jordan, who of course he's going to agree with the whistleblowers. You've got them, referring back to what the whistleblowers have said happened and, discussing those events. Now, of course, there's more leading, as far as like why the FBI did what they did, which I think makes sense, but it is frankly opinionated. But I found the difference interesting when comparing it to what the Democrats who were there did. Now, granted, props to Dan Goldman here, because he didn't really do this as much as some of the other folks did. He actually asked questions about the situation, which most of the Democrats didn't really do. They tried to ask leading questions, and then they pontificated for like 4 or 5 minutes about how bad January 6th was or something. But compared to what the Democrats generally have been doing during this hearing, they ask 1 or 2 leading questions, and they get like one sliver of something, and then they go off and they rail about how the FBI is like, the bastion of morality, truth, and justice, and all of this stuff. And so, how dare you impugn the reputation of the Federal Bureau of Instigation? Like, to me, now, of course, we don't 100% know whether or not what the whistleblowers are saying is true. I tend to believe them. I don't think they have much of a reason to lie, especially considering the situations that they were in. I also don't see any reason why the FBI would treat them so harshly, unless it was that they were doing, unless they were like trying to blow the whistle or uncover something shady that was going on, or if they were going against the narrative, whatever narrative and biases that the FBI tends to hold internally. But I mean, you have one side who's basically, saying what happened or what they believe happened. And then you have another side which is calling them names. Which side seems more credible to you? The side who's calling people names, or the side with the allegations and at least some semblance of evidence? I frankly am siding with the whistleblowers for now.
And they did. They suspended you. They took your pay. They don't let you get health insurance. They made life miserable for you to send a message. Because you know what? You reported on the first big screw up they had in this administration. The first big one. You reported to us as a whistleblower about the school board's issue. The Biden administration, they thought this was going to be a win for them politically. They thought it was going to make Terry McAuliffe governor of Virginia. Backfired on them. And you reported. Would it surprise you, Mr. O'Boyle, to know that the FBI told us they looked at 25 parents who were reported on this snitch line that was set up with this memorandum from the Attorney General? They looked at 25 parents. How many do you think of them were actually ever investigated and prosecuted? How many think were prosecuted, Mr. O'Boyle?
If I had to guess, I'd say 0.
0. And you came to us because you say this is wrong. This is wrong to set up some federal snitch line, some neighbor calling in because they don't like their neighbor's politics, reporting to the FBI, go investigate these parents. They said, we got to get this guy. We got to get Garrett O'Boyle because you had the courage to step forward. And it's not just with this issue, because we have the memorandum from the Richmond field office about Catholics, right? If you're pro-life, pro-family, and you're Catholic, look out. The FBI wanted to put people inside the church, inside the parish, to spy on fellow citizens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Does that surprise you, Mr. O'Boyle? Did that actually happen in the Richmond field office?
That still boggles my mind. And it genuinely boils my blood as well, as a Christian, as someone of faith, and someone who believes in, the founding ideals of the country, which is, freedom, in particular, freedom of religion, which is the main reason why America was founded in the first place, by the way, in case you guys aren't particularly familiar with. Britain, as well as like the Dutch, because there were a lot of Dutch people involved in, in the formation of America. They both were, not really feeling it because the governments were stifling religious freedoms, and so they were like, okay, I'm gonna worship God, so I'm gone. Peace out, yo. And then they came to America. So like one of the founding principles of America is religious freedom. I myself am Christian, so to me it's very, very important that the government it does not step in and persecute Catholics for being Catholic or Christians for being Christian in any way, shape, or form.
Office.
It doesn't, not anymore.
Scary. And you know that memorandum, by the way? It was signed off by 5 people in that office. One of them was the chief division counsel, a lawyer who supposedly went to law school and probably had a course on the Constitution, signed off on that memorandum. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Mr. Allen, you served 20 years. You had a security clearance for 20 years. You served our country as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Honorably discharged.
Yes, sir.
Won medals from the Marine Corps.
Yes, sir.
They came after you too, didn't they? And you simply did your Mr. Gold.
Now, one thing I am curious about for this dude is why was he honorably discharged? You could be honorably discharged and have done cocaine, like Hunter Biden. So, actually, no, that wasn't Hunter Biden. I think it was another one of the Bidens. Like one of the sons of Joe Biden. So, honorably discharged doesn't necessarily mean that, you did a gangbuster's job at the FBI. Or you did a gangbuster's job working for the government.
Goldman just asked you a few questions. You were simply doing your job. Your job as an analyst is to compile information, open source information, present that to your colleagues so they're fully informed about the case. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you did that job, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You followed your oath, right?
Yes, sir.
You adhered to the rule of law.
Correct, sir.
You were consistent with the Constitution, just like the oath you took when you signed both as serve our country in the military and at the FBI.
Yes, sir.
And you did the same thing, didn't you, Mr. Friend?
Yes, sir.
And yet you felt the full weight of the federal government come down on you guys. And of course, they timed it perfectly. They sent a letter to us yesterday. We knew they would. We knew it was going to happen that way. And as Mr. Boyle said earlier, he's getting his hearing tomorrow, right, Mr. Boyle?
That's when they tried to schedule it. We've not heard back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your service to the country. Mr. Bishop was right. The poise, the way you've handled yourself, the gentleman way you've handled yourself here, the way you've served our country, it does not go unnoticed. The American people appreciate what you've done for our country and what you are doing for our country. God bless you. I yield back. Now recognize the ranking member.
Wow. And that's extremely scary. And I don't know what the solution is because, the FBI seems entirely corrupt, entirely biased. We don't know. I personally don't know exactly how deep the corruption is, but, with the corrupt organization, what do? Do you just get rid of everyone? I would be in favor of terraforming the FBI, not getting rid of it, because I think the FBI is necessary. But, it's really tough because then you have to put in guardrails. How do you keep stuff like this from happening again? The FBI, the worst part about it is that the FBI is extremely powerful. So, you corrupt the FBI and, it literally becomes a weapon. And that's kind of actually what happened here, right? The government started using the FBI to target conservatives, concerned parents, Catholics, other groups, people who use the word based in YouTube comment sections, the whole shebang. And, it is certainly, worrying, that the FBI was weaponized in this way and that they got this corrupt at all. And I kind of wonder what the whistleblowers, would say is the solution for this. Like, you could put 1 or 2 bad apples in jail, but are you going to be able to find every single person who was corrupt and arrest all of them? Like, it's a really, really, really terrible situation that we've been put in. And I don't even know what the solution for this is, but I do know that as citizens of the United States, we do need to be paying close attention because you don't want to just wake up randomly and have your door kicked in and wonder why. At least now we know that this is what the FBI is doing, and this is the power that they have, and how terribly and how horrendously they've been misusing the power that they've been given. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to cut down on some of these news stories because I actually do want to get into some gaming tonight. Even though I'm making some good time. All right, let's see here. Let's go to the impeachment. Let's get into the impeachment of Joe Biden. So ever since Joe Biden has taken office, nay, even before then, people are wondering, when's he going to be impeached? Well, now we know. May 18th, 2023, because that is when Marjorie Taylor filed articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. I think this is very exciting. It's going to be very interesting. I wonder if she'll have the votes to actually impeach him. But I think, it's a positive step. It certainly makes sense. Now, I don't 100% know all the details about what it is that she filed the articles of impeachment against him for, but there are so many different things that you could go after him. You could go after him when it comes to competence, right? Because, sometimes you wonder how much of his brain does he have left that hasn't been liquefied. Then also just like some of the decisions that he's made just seem like terrible. Brain damage or not, right? Like pulling out of Afghanistan was an awful decision. That alone could be an article of impeachment, or it could be criminality and corruption, because you have the whole Hunter Biden situation, using him for business deals in Ukraine and all this stuff. Also, allegedly trying to cover up for Hunter Biden's various misdeeds and crimes. There's so many ways that you could target Joe Biden for impeachment, if not criminal charges. So let's see which tactics Marjorie Taylor Greene decided to use to file articles of impeachment against Joe Biden.
The Constitution was written by men who believed in a God-fearing nation, provides the ultimate guide on how to govern a civil society. Every word was carefully chosen to give each branch of government the power to check and temper the other. These men knew that with unchecked power, any branch of government could lose sight of the job they were hired to do and become beholden solely to the power they wield. This is what has happened in America today. Power corrupts. The Biden administration is proof of it. From the top down, virtually every person involved in this disturbing America Last executive branch has weaponized their office to target their political opponents. It's unprecedented, and it's not the American way. This week, I've solemnly and soberly chosen to use the powers that the founders provided and issue a check against what the Biden administration thinks are unfettered powers. It's something I don't take lightly. On Tuesday, I submitted articles of impeachment against the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Matthew Graves.
Oh.
Mr. Graves is derelict in his duty.
Hey, yo, wait, she also filed articles of impeachment against Matthew Graves, U.S. Attorney, FBI Director Chris Wray, very fair, Attorney General Garland, interesting, and Secretary Mayorkas, also definitely Mayorkas. If anyone here should be impeached, I guess Wray as well, and certainly Biden, but also Mayorkas. Many of you guys have not been paying attention to Mayorkas, but he has lied very consistently during multiple hearings and testimonies on the House floor. Like, either he is being intentionally deceptive or he is just dumb and doesn't know basic facts about his job and what he needs to do. So I'm not sure which of it is the case, but in either way, I definitely think that Mayorkas has got to go.
Duty as the chief prosecutor for Washington, D.C. He is in a unique position of the top law enforcement officer for both federal and local crimes, but he's refusing to do his job. Under his watch, 67% of arrests have gone unprosecuted. Many
Why?
of these are
What?
violent crimes where the victims are left with.
Oh, I know why. It's because the people doing the crime are black and they don't want to put more black people in jail. It stinks, but that's basically what's behind the whole let's not prosecute anyone for doing crime. Because they're trying to hit a quota so that there's equity in jail, right? As many white people are in jail as black people. That's their goal. And if that means that your grandma's got to get bashed in the head with a skillet in a baseball bat, then so be it.
Wondering, where has justice gone? It's no wonder that he is ignoring these acts that destroy the lives of residents of our nation's capital, because he is solely focused on a 3-hour event that happened on January 6, 2021. He is devoting his entire office to maliciously prosecuting as many people as he possibly can, including nonviolent, peaceful protesters. Graves is refusing to do his job. He must be impeached.
I don't like, and I will say most of the people like in January 6th, even the people who went into the building were peaceful. However, I don't like the characterization of that as a peaceful protest, because, just like the Black Lives Matter riots and the Antifa riots, January 6th was not, its primary aim was not necessarily to be peaceful. There were just a lot of peaceful people who got wrapped up in the chaos. There were movements, to go in and very forcefully storm the Capitol, go into the place and allegedly hold, members of Congress hostage, so that they would vote the way that they wanted them to in the Electoral College system. Didn't really work out that well because the, servicemen and women did their job of keeping them safe. But at the end of the day, I don't think that it was peaceful is what you should lead with when talking about January 6th.
On Tuesday, I also submitted articles of impeachment against FBI Director Christopher Wray. Director Wray has turned the Federal Bureau of Investigation into the personal police force of Joe Biden and Attorney General Merrick Garland. It is wholly unacceptable for the FBI director or any civil officer to use their power in a way that targets one political class and favors another. Wray has used Soviet-style tactics in his targeting of average Americans and placed threat tags on everyone from pro-life groups to traditional Catholics. He even said,
I think a lot of this is just coming from why it is I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's kind of a pro-Trump shill, right? She'll just do whatever Trump wants her to do, more or less. I think that she's, a little bit too extreme. But here, we kind of see, I think, her political animus kind of tainting these articles. Because I think these articles, if she's reading from the articles themselves, there's some good stuff in the articles. There's some meat there, but it's just surrounded by all of this bloat and fat because, she's calling Chris Wray Soviet style. That's not really something of substance. That's a characterization of his actions. Now, are his actions Soviet style? Arguably. I think the case for that could certainly be made, but I would rather she focus solely on what it is that he did and then leave the characterizations up, maybe for someone else to take care of.
Sent armed agents to the home of President Donald Trump, who is also the current frontrunner in the Republican presidential election, in a politically motivated raid to influence
Man, I can't believe I forgot about that raid. That raid was ridiculous. I did not know that Chris Wray, made the call over that. That's insane.
Coming election, all while shielding the current Democrat president's vile son from a criminal probe. Wray is using his extremely powerful law enforcement role for political purposes. He must be impeached. Yesterday morning, I introduced articles of impeachment against Attorney General Merrick Garland. Since Merrick Garland took over as Attorney General, he has completely weaponized the Department of Justice to the point, under his control, it has become the Department of Injustice. The politicization of the DOJ has resulted in the persecution of the left's political enemies and a two-tier justice system. Garland is using the FBI as the personal police force for his boss, Joe Biden. he has launched investigations into everyone from parents who protest their local school boards to former and future President Donald J. Trump. Nothing short of election interference. His corruption knows no bounds. While Antifa and BLM terrorists have caused billions of dollars in property damage and taken lives, Garland instead persecutes Americans who engaged in legitimate political protest, people who were overwhelmingly nonviolent.
I don't know if it was legitimate. I don't think that January 6th was legitimate, but she has a good point. You can't go so hard against the January 6th protesters who did less damage. They were less violent, even though many of them were extremely violent. And, you know, their protests didn't last nearly as long, and also was far less effective than the Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots during the Summer of Love, where they just went and burned cities to the ground because somebody got killed. Right? It actually seems very silly in hindsight. But yeah, it would be one thing if, you know, Garland was going after the Black Lives Matter protesters and the Antifa protesters, and I'd be like, yeah, you know, throw some of the January 6 folks in jail. I still think that some of the January 6 folks should be thrown in jail. I'm glad that Enrique Tarrio, for example, has been charged with crimes, finally. But, you know, if you're not going to go after folks who literally burn cities to the ground, but you're going to, you know, arrest and charge folks for trespassing on government grounds for, you know, an hour or two, I think that can certainly explain why some people feel like you might be corrupt, if you know what I'm saying.
Many of them just walking through the Capitol. Garland's total politicization and perversion of the American justice system has only one remedy: impeachment. Yesterday, I also introduced articles of impeachment against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Since assuming office, Secretary Mayorkas has aided and abetted the complete invasion of our country by deliberately flooding our nation with drugs, terrorists, and illegal aliens. Mayorkas has allowed approximately 6 million illegal border encounters and 1.4 million known gotaways. But how many more don't we even know about? He has intentionally diverted resources away from our borders, stopped construction of the border wall, and broke existing laws by allowing mass parole for illegal aliens. Mayorkas ended President Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. And we are back to the days of catching and releasing illegal aliens directly into the United States.
Yeah, and this situation is crazy. Now, Mayorkas, I think, Mayorkas is a whole other level. So he has been instrumental in a lot of the disastrous immigration policies that we've had as of late. We would just let everyone in with no regard as to of whether or not, you know, our infrastructure, our cities, and our communities can't handle it.
Mayorkas stated under oath that we have operational control of our borders. He lied to the American people, he lied under oath, and he has blatantly violated his oath of office. Secretary Mayorkas must be impeached. It is with the highest amount of solemnity that I announce my intention to introduce articles of impeachment today on the head of this America at Last executive branch that has been working since January 20th, 2021 to systematically destroy this country. The President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden. Joe Biden has deliberately compromised our national security by refusing to enforce immigration laws and secure our border, allowed approximately 6 million illegals from over 170 countries to invade our country, deprived Border Patrol of the necessary resources and policies sufficient to protect our country. And his administration has willfully refused to maintain operational control as required by the law. He has allowed fentanyl, the number one killer of Americans between the age of 18 and 45, to overwhelmingly flood into our country and kill around 300 Americans every single day. These aren't just Americans, these are people's family members. These are their sons, their daughters, their brothers, their sisters, their mothers, their fathers, their cousins, aunts, and uncles. These are American families. His administration has lost complete contact with approximately 85,000 unaccompanied illegal alien children. And his policies have forced...
You can just be losing children, bro. Like, where? That's bad. Like, what if they're in danger? What if they're being trafficked? What if they've been killed and we don't even know? That's unbelievable. This is terrible. And another thing too is, some of these things that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, they could be like, if Joe Biden was in a coma for 9 months, that's why things are kind of starting to fall apart because, he's not, doing this, he's not doing that, he's not implementing new strategies to stop the, the imports of fentanyl into the country. But it's not just that. He's been putting in policies that have been directly causing some of these issues, such as the immigration situation. He's been systematically removing some of the barriers for folks to come into the country illegally. And on top of that, he has been removing resources from law enforcement in order to keep the community safe or keep out illegal immigrants. And that's just on immigration alone. Like, it would be one thing if Joe Biden was asleep at the wheel, but no, he is in reverse, at a red light turning into a green light and then hitting the gas pedal. Like, he is going backwards when we need to be going forwards.
Tens of thousands of illegal children into slave labor. Where are these kids? No one even knows. It's horrible. Joe Biden has reinstated catastrophic and disastrous catch and release policies, which have allowed illegals to flood our country and our communities. He ended Remain in Mexico and reinstated catch and release. Under Biden's command, the Secretary of Homeland Security has illegally granted mass parole to aliens when U.S. federal law only permits parole to be granted on a specific case-by-case basis. He endangered the lives of Americans by allowing illegal aliens who had tested positive for COVID-19 to enter our country and infect American citizens, yet while enforcing strict COVID policies on...
Right, that's the thing, because there's one thing if it's like, oh, it's just COVID, right? I mean, at this point, it's like the worst flu that we have in America right now. Basically, is what COVID-19 is. Even now, actually, I don't even know if it's still more deadly than the flu with all the different variants that we've got going on. But it'd be one thing to just let him in. But he wasn't just doing that. He was also enforcing, these strict COVID guidelines, and policies. So it's hypocrisy, right? When you're like, oh, COVID-19 is such a serious thing, and then you're letting COVID-19 positive immigrants into the country, right? I don't think that COVID's a big idea, but if you're going to act like it's a big idea when it comes to Americans, you would think that it would be a big deal when it comes to immigrants coming into the country as well.
American citizens. His policies, directives, and statements surrounding the southern border have violated our laws and destroyed our country. Biden has blatantly violated his constitutional duty, and he is a direct threat to our national security. Therefore, Joseph Robinette Biden is unfit to serve as the President of the United States and must be impeached.
I mean, we already knew that since day one.
Out in the real world, where American taxpayers live, employees are fired when they are corrupt or aren't adequately serving their employer or purposely destroying a company. In this case, the employer is the American people because they pay the salaries of everyone in the federal government. The Constitution outlines a very simple process to fire the corrupt officials serving in the federal government: impeachment. Matthew Graves, Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, Alejandro Mayorkas, and Joe Biden are all corrupt and unfit to hold office, and they all must be impeached. This concludes impeachment week. And now I can take...
Wow. I mean, if you guys have watched my content, you know I'm no big fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, especially after the whole situation with, especially in the whole situation when it came to, picking Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. I just don't really like Marjorie Taylor Greene at all. But I kind of do agree with this decision here, even if, she is heavily biased and, she used far more inflammatory language than I would have liked. At the root of it, there are some really good arguments here to file articles of impeachment against all of these characters. So I'm looking forward to seeing, how many of these heads get lopped off. Not literally, but professionally. I have to clarify that. I'm interested to see, what happens. How many of these people actually get impeached and where this ends up going? Because, Joe Biden, I could definitely see him getting impeached at least once during his tenure. So, I don't know. I'm actually rooting for Marjorie Taylor Greene for once. Wow. What a shocker. I did not have that on my bingo card. Yo, Mr. Pizza, what's up? What's up? Okay, Mr. Pizza, I will let you decide what I'm going to talk about. I think I might have just lost him. I saw my concurrent viewers thing go down. But anyways, Mr. Pizza, if you're still around, I'll let you decide what I talk about next. I have on deck two more topics. I have your video, which is called Returning to Reactions, or I could react to Montana banning TikTok. But I'm only going to pick one of those topics because after that I am going to do some gaming and I'll be in the voice chat of the server. Let's see here. By the way, did you guys notice in my Discord server anything new or anything different? Somebody in Discord gave me like a month of like Discord Nitro, and I don't even really know what to do with it.
Mr. Pizza said in the chat, my video.
Fair enough. Because this whole stream, this entire stream, I've been, going through politics, and to be honest, my streams lately have been kind of politics heavy, which is one of the reasons why I've been wanting to do some gaming tonight. But, sometimes we need to, have some fun things to react to too, right? Like, there's more to life than impeaching Joe Biden. Let's see. All right, so for those of you who are friends of the YouTube channel, one of the members of my community, Mr. Pizza, has been making these very interesting posts detailing the moves that he's been making on YouTube and the changes that he's making to his channel. Here, he's explaining why he's decided to return to the format of doing reactions on his channel. I'm kind of interested to see why, because generally it's been accepted that doing reaction content is kind of a dead genre. It's kind of stale, it's old, there's not a whole lot fresh that you could bring to the format, although I greatly disagree with that. You just have to take a different approach than a lot of reactors. Maybe that's something that Mr. Pizza has landed on. Maybe that's something that he's decided for himself. But I'll let him say it in his own words because I'm kind of interested to hear his perspective on this. Here is Mr. Pizza with his video, Returning to Reactions, ! Hey, yo! Back to the era of reactions. I have not seen him do content like this in a while. So this is kind of cool just to see these highlights.
That is good.
Donald something.
That's right. We're bringing back reactions on the channel. I know it's crazy to say. I didn't think I'd be saying those words again either, but we're bringing reactions back. Who would have thought coming out of retirement for this?
Coming out of retirement.
Well, and there's a few reasons to why we're going to do this. The first reason is, well, let's just be honest, this channel is completely dead. I mean, like, holy shit, this is probably the deadest the channel has ever been. And it's died a lot, but this time...
Interesting. Let me check the views. Let me check the views here. Okay, so he said he released Returning to Reactions 2 weeks ago. Before that... They made a tier list that got almost 200 views. Got the F the YTP community video, which has over 200 views. Workout video has like 100 views. This one has like 150 views. So he's kind of been hovering it around like 100 to 200 views in a lot of these videos. So far. You know, this video, biggest a-holes of YouTube, is 2 weeks old. If you divide that by 2, you'd probably get somewhere around like maybe 75 views over the course of 1 week, which is only a little bit higher than than at least these two, the President Sing Rage and Ethan's Ninja Journey. So all in all, it doesn't look too bad, I would say. I mean, you know, I can see why if you have like 1,000 subscribers, you would want more viewers, but I do find some consistency in his view count, which is good because you always want like a healthy baseline rather than just having stuff be shooting up and down all the time.
Time around, it's been a lot worse. I swear, everything gets like 10 views nowadays. It's pretty bad. So the death of the channel is one of the reasons why I've decided to bring back reactions to the channel. The other reason is, this is kind of the more sad reason. I'll be honest, I don't know how much longer this channel has left. Okay, I'll just straight up be honest and say that. The chances that after summer ends, you know, that could be the end of the channel. And the probability for that, it's pretty high. And there's a lot of reasons to why, but more so personal reasons that I'm just not going to get into. So, long story short, when summer ends, you don't see any uploads on the channel, the chances of me, you know, retiring from YouTube, well, then you know. But
I mean, and that kind of makes sense, right? When we've covered Mr. Pizza's videos before, and he did mention that his main motivation for making YouTube content was to get 1,000 subscribers. Now he's hit that goal, and he did what he came here to do. He got 1,000 subscribers. So I could see why that could be a catalyst for him actually quitting YouTube. But I'm happy that, you know, even if he ends up quitting YouTube, which it would suck to see him go, at least he was able to hit his goal, because hitting a goal of 1,000 subscribers is something that a lot of YouTubers don't do ever on the platform. So bravo to you for having the ability, for having the skill, and having the persistence to keep on going long enough to hit your goal. You know, doing something that a lot of YouTubers just can't do.
I feel like I can come back to reactions now with a better mindset, if that makes sense, and I'm going to explain that. Okay, so here's the thing. We all know how reactions really destroyed the mental state and everything, and mainly because of the community that surrounded, you know. But I feel like I'm able to deal with the shitty YTP community a little bit better now.
That's good, because I do think that with a certain level of maturity, you are going to be able to handle toxicity a bit better. And hey, everyone matures at different speeds. You know, some people mature very quickly within a matter of a few months, right? And some people, you know, mature over the course of a few years. But either way, you know, like, I could definitely see, you know, how Mr. Pizza could have had the time to mature well enough to the point where he could deal with YTPs and YTP reactions without letting the community get to him.
And the fact that, like, I'm not going to take reaction requests. I know, it's sad, but I'm not taking reaction requests, okay? Like,
reaction requests can be fun! That's the whole reason why I'm reacting to this video. Well, that's the whole reason. I like following this dude's career. But yeah, reaction requests can be fun. But if they're gonna come from the YTP community, I am not shocked at all.
I'm sorry, like, you can put something in the comments, sure, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not gonna react to it. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna come back to reactions, I'm gonna react to what I want, when I want, on my own time and everything, right? Like, don't just come into the comment section being like, oh, react to this, I demand you to react to this. Like, no, I'm just not gonna do it. And you can say that's not the smartest decision, that's your opinion, I respect your opinion if that's what you think. But the way I see it, we're not taking requests. It's just for the better. It's for the best that way. It's a good way to help with the toxic YTP community, I think. Because here's the thing, we all know how bad.
Give them no white meat or red meat. Sorry, that's the tastier one. No red meat. Give them no red meat.
They are. We all know how they're entitled and everything, but if you don't give the entitled people what they want, if you kick them to the curb, they can't do shit about it.
Exactly. Homeboy is learning from the toxic community tutorial. Homeboy is figuring it out. Give them an inch, they will take a quarter, and then they will nickel and dime you into taking away $1,000. That's how these toxic communities
that
behave.
way, any comments that I get that are not reaction requests.
That's how these toxic communities behave. I'm sorry, but it's true.
About it. That way, any comments that I get that are not reaction requests are most likely genuine comments that we're glad that the video was good or something like that. So yeah, and yeah, that's kind of gonna be it for this video. Didn't really have much to say other than, we're coming back to reactions and why we're doing it. So yeah, we're gonna keep posting other stuff other than reactions. Obviously, we're still gonna mix in the new content. New content. I mean, it's been going on for a few months now. It didn't really help the channel. Whatever. It's just gonna be kind of a mix of everything. And yeah, maybe I'll start uploading to YouTube more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see where everything happens. So yeah. That being said, I've been Mr. Pizza. Stay tuned for future reactions. They'll be coming soon. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Very cool, very cool. Also, Mr. Pizza left in the chat here. He said, when I say my channel is dead, right? It's dead for that time. Like, I was literally in the Liberator view category, which was 50 views. You relate to covering this, so the channel kind of be alive. Nice. Very cool. So... let's see here. Swedish Distorted Yanima said, even if your channel was dead, your videos are great, Josh. Let's hope this goes great. Very cool. Guff B Gaming said, bro, an entire villain arc. What does that even mean? Let's see here. What? TK17 said I should do more reactions very soon. And Mr. Pizza said, are you gonna react to what in the butt? What in the world, yo? What is this? I didn't even know that TK17 was back. Dude, how is he back? Didn't he get canceled? What in the world? The return of what? Wait a second. Y'all did not tell me that TK17 came back. Okay, hold on. I gotta watch this. I mean, what kind of brain hemorrhage did he have that told him to make the decision to come back to YouTube? What is this, bro? What is this music? Okay, the description says, this is my comeback message to everyone that the person who interrupted my message is a person who probably works for Ghostface. But I am back for more content. Oh boy, brace for the cringe. Yo, what kind of video is this, bro? Is this even a video? This is a black rectangle. What? What is this? Yo! What is he doing? Yo, is he trying to creep out his entire audience? Yo. What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh yeah, Mr. Pizza said dude had an entire terrorist arc. Yeah, didn't he say that he was going to like commit some sort of violent act of terror? And literally everyone in my entire Discord was like, these are absolutely red flags. You literally need to send an anonymous tip to the FBI. Like, it was bad. It was awful. I was reading your messages and I'm like, bro, this dude is literally about to do something very, very horrible. And now he's over here like, I'm all dramatic, I'm back. Y'all get ready for the return of TK17. Like, what are you doing? Log off of the internet. And maybe don't come back until you're like 21. Like, yo, seriously. Bro, what is this video? What is this video? I can't remember the last time I saw a video this boring. You know, see, here it is. This dude is supposed to be, this is supposed to be dramatic, right? Building up tension and anticipation. But all he's doing is standing in the dark and shuffling. What the heck is this? What is this? Every time I watch one of his videos, I'm like, did he not go through any planning at all for any of these concepts or ideas? Did he not think about, you know what? Maybe people might find it boring to see me standing in the dark for 5 minutes straight. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. Does he really think that people are going to want to sit here and watch him stand in the dark, going back and forth like a tree being swayed by the wind? Like, bro, what? What is this? Yo, get out. How long does this last? How long does this last? Okay. Only 90 more seconds. Okay, dude. You can do this. You can do this. Yo, dude, imagine his mom watching this video. Yo! Yo! Oh my goodness, what is this? Yo! Yo! Wait, okay. Oh, Mr. Risa, what he's doing is reenacting WWE superstar Brad White's entrance with the lantern and everything. You don't know WWE well, so it makes sense you wouldn't know what's up. This goes on for 4 minutes straight? I thought that WWE was more exciting than this. What? That effect is kind of cool of it blinking, I gotta say. But this is still like... We've sat here for like almost 4 minutes, man. That dude has not said a word. You know, if the return of TK17 is him standing in the dark, you can just tell him to go back home. some nice lighting. Okay. Say something.
I don't know if y'all can even bring this on me, but I'm incredibly grateful, and I'm really nervous right now, and I never thought that this was happening.
What? What?
Man.
What is he what is that even nervous about? I'm lost, bro. And another thing too is like his whole like voice, like it seems like entirely like contrived to the point where I don't even know what his like genuine voice is. Cause it's like I would argue that most people I'm assuming of what his physical maturity is, like the voice, I'm not gonna talk like this. I don't even know what time of the day it is. You know, you have to show me a digital clock. I can't read analog. Like most people, I would argue, like of his age range, their vocal range would be at around when I'm speaking now. And so the fact that it's higher makes it feel like he's almost like putting on an act, like for this video. But also like, why are you like trying to imitate things like, hey everybody, I am so nervous to be here, but I am grateful and thankful for you guys coming back to witness the return of my greatness. If that's what he's trying to do, I can kind of understand it because, that voice comes from projection. But if you don't know that, then you could just try to just like raise the octave of your voice and see if it works. So I could see like that, but it still feels weird.
This right here, this is right here, this is
the real me. Is this the real me?
This is me.
Okay, let's keep going.
Being me. The genuine me for the first time once again.
For the first time once again. Is this just a slogan? For context, if you guys have not seen my old reaction to his terrible apology video, he said that in that previous video as well, that this was him being genuine for the first time.
You know, and
I mean, we never had no old money. No.
In the past, for those past months and year ago, I've lost a lot of things that have been led to my downfall. I lost my career.
Lost what? Your Turo?
I lost my career, YouTube. I lost my self-confidence. I lost a personal friend from middle school who was really very close to me.
Over YouTube?
And I lost my way. But
I didn't know he lost a middle school friend.
I am dearly humble that you guys know you guys missed me.
Okay. It's hard for me to take someone seriously when they're saying, yo guys, check this out. Watch this. You want to know something? I'm humble. Like, I'm not really inclined to buy into your pitch for humility there if you lead with I'm humble.
a lot.
No.
I am dearly humble that you guys know you guys missed me a lot. So yeah, so I've said it once and I'll say it again. I've lost my career
You already did say this. Why are you saying it again?
due to some hateful comments.
Please, I implore of you, and I beg of you, do not repeat the same mistake you made last time. Do not apologize for saying the slur and then say it again. Please. That was absolutely ridiculous.
And I lost my way.
Oh, let's see. Sorry, I lost my way.
You guys missed me a lot. So yeah, so I've said it once and I'll say it again. I've lost my career due to some hateful comments made towards the gay community. I've struggled through it. I've struggled through it and I've apologized, but nobody believed me.
We didn't apologize. We didn't believe you when you apologized for using the slur because you used the slur in your apology. Do you see why we would not necessarily believe you when you're doing what you're saying you're sorry for in your apology video? You'd be like, oh, nobody believed me. Of course we didn't believe you. Because you kept on doing it while you were apologizing. Bro, what do you think this is?
So, they didn't believe me.
No!
And I had to hide away. I had to hide away from YouTube. I had to hide away from YouTube.
I think it's the third or fourth time you said that.
That nobody can find me.
But he got found though. He got found. Ain't nobody looking for TK17 after he quit. Nobody. But then he showed up in a random comment section and here we are.
I'm saying this. I'm gonna say this to everyone.
Oh. I think that's like his actual voice.
Anyone who is watching this, I want to say, I just want to say this. I'm sorry for what I've done in those pasts. And
those pasts? How many pasts has he had?
I've been wanting to come back on this channel since I haven't been here for a long time. You guys were there for me when I was weak, when I was down in my downfall. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being there with me throughout the YouTube career of mine.
Did we forgive this man of anything? He's got some comments, okay? Those are going to be tasty. Those are going to be fun to read.
Throughout my career of YouTube is what I'm trying to say. You're the reason why I came back. You're the reason You're the reason why I'm here today. Sitting here to you.
So I'm gonna sit here and laugh at the video you made. Is this why you came back?
Continue stuff about your reasons and why I've come back and why I want to do more. This is why you're the reason I've wanted to.
What happened to his light?
I wanted to come back. I am so grateful, but you know, you're the reason.
Oh, young one, my young one, come to me. There's a place for you in your heart, but you still go there. Just forget the future, forget the past. But your time will come sooner than ever come. You know, TK, you still are dead to this channel.
What does that mean? What was an ending? It was unhinged. How come every single video this guy makes, at the end he takes just like an unhinged left turn at the end, and I never expected. What was that? I will say though, it was well edited, and the voice effects were pretty well done. But what in the world? Excuse me. But still, what in the world was that? Okay, it says, this is from Logan ZT. Oh no. This is from Logan T. Turner. TK, don't you worry about Mr. Pizza any longer because I have his and ISM's location. What in the world? What? They've literally said that in my Discord. This is public information. What? It's not even a dox. What in the world? And then TK17 says, shut up, Logan. This is some of the strangest. I don't even know. So, it's very clear that the enemy of this guy's enemy is most certainly not his friend. We know that much. What in the world? What in the world? Okay. So, I do need to use the restroom, and then afterwards, I will also be listening to the stream. I'll be putting the TTS on so that you guys can chime in. Let me know what you guys want to hear. So, sorry, not what you guys want to hear. Let me know what you guys want me to play, because I can play CSGO with you guys, or I can continue with Halo. Either way, I will be in the voice chat for my Discord. Just give me one second here. Actually, I should just join the voice chat now so that you guys can hop in. Give me 1 second here. I'm in the LAN lobby on my Discord server. I think anyone can join on the LAN party. So join the Discord. The link is in the description below. Is dscrd.ntnwb.cc. It's the place where you want to be if you want to talk with me. Let's see. Yeah, I think anyone can join. Yeah, anyone can join. So if you want to go ahead and join the VC, you can hop on. Let's see here. Because I'll be using the restroom, I'm going to go ahead and there we go, Hassan mode activated. There we go, and whoever hops on, when they hop on, they'll be, this is running backwards, so silly. Anyways, I can go like this. Oh yeah, there we go. So if anyone decides to show up, they'll show up here. And yeah, you guys can literally just take over the stream for like 2 minutes if you want to. But I'll be back shortly, so you're not going to have too much time to completely take over the stream.
2000.
But in the meantime, if you guys don't want to say anything, I'll have some music running in the background as well. So, anyways, all right, you can control the stream or not. It's up to you.
Picasso, oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on the laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing, I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper. So you show me love that will never
Note newbie dude. Said in the chat. Leaning towards CSGO TBH.
Picasso, oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing, I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper. Till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. As long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor. Trust in the king and my focus.
Yo, I'm back. Let's see here. I'm gonna get all the mood lighting up. Give me a second here. Also, chat, let me know what accent color. Let's see here. What accent color you guys want me to use? Let's see here. Because I can go with all kinds of colors. You know, I don't discriminate based on color. But in all seriousness, like we've got blue.
2000 EST OCOEE.
We've got blue that we could go with. Let's see, what do we got? We've got green. Does green work as an accent color? What you guys think? Yellow, fairly warm. Got red. Yo, I'm kind of feeling the red. Hold on, let's go with this. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna cut the music. So, let's see. I'm gonna cut the music. So, by the way, I'm already in. So, if you want to hop in and join the voice chat, Mr. Pizza, you can go ahead and do that. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Let's see. Let's do some CSGO. Do some Counter-Strike. Out. Cracking these open. What y'all think? think I should go ahead and go into these. The Doritos Dynamita Chile Lemon. I'm guessing it's just like Takis. But the thing is, I actually don't have water with me. So if I eat these, I have to eat these without drinking water. So, so what do you guys think? Should I go for these or not? Also, Mr. Pizza, where are you?
I'm right here.
I was literally wondering where you went.
I'm here.
Also, my stream quality just like dipped. Okay, it's back up. But my stream quality just dipped for some reason.
It must be a skill issue, to be honest.
Skill issue. Okay, hold on. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna try the Takis first. I'm gonna try the Takis first. Well, not Takis, but I'm gonna try these wannabe Takis before I start playing the game.
Yeah, I never liked Takis. I don't like.
How do you not like Takis? They're literally fire.
No, they're I just don't like them. It's just like they don't have the. I don't mind spicy stuff. It's just they don't have the taste. You know, there's just something off about it.
But see how we have the red accent.
Said in the chat.
The red accent for the spiciness.
Asterisk up.
Yeah.
Here goes. Interesting. This borrows a lot of flavor from the standard Takis, but it's missing a fair portion of that bite that you expect out of Takis. So
does it still have like the taste of Dorito to it? Like, or is there like no flavor to them? Yeah.
No. These are very much Takis wannabes. Very much Takis wannabes. Well, let's see. Why is my stream like barely working? Hold on. What the heck is happening?
I kind of explained it before. It might be a skill issue.
I mean, a skill issue on the Wi-Fi's part because it keeps on failing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, but is it cool if I talk briefly about TK17 and stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so who should I start with? Should I start with like the irrelevant TK17 or should I start with the more recent Trash Man?
I would say do chronological order. So I would say start off talking about TK17 and then move on to the Trash Man.
Okay, so yeah, so I kind of mentioned, how he like TK17 kind of had a whole terrorist arc in his freaking YouTube journey.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially, I don't know if you know the whole context behind it, but like, so he had this alter ego persona called the White Wolf, right?
I didn't know it was called White Wolf, but I didn't know he has an alter ego, yeah.
Yeah, so he started sending me death threats, right? And like, it's like he talked in this like weird distorted voice and he was like putting an image on me on the screen, like putting X's across my face and everything, saying like, yo, you're the target, that kind of thing. And then at the end of those videos, like, he showed the most disturbing imagery imaginable. Like, he was flashing dead bodies on the screen and everything. And it's like, it was so, and he did this for like all of those videos,
so I can also talk about Trash Man.
ISM got to the point where it's just like, we might have to get the FBI involved with this. Like, we were like concerned, like, this dude is gonna be like a school shooter or something. Like, we were like genuinely concerned about this.
Yeah, I remember that.
He obviously, and like Colin had to confront him finally on this, and he finally decided to drop the act once we said, it's like, we're gonna get the FBI on you if you don't like drop this. So,
okay, hold on. This is too much. I need to get something to drink. But next, yes, you can join the VC.
Oh, the ladies' man's gonna join?
Guess so. Hey, I wouldn't mind if you brought some ladies along. I'd take that.
The ladies, man, lady.
Oh.
What's up?
Yes, I'm talking to Newsbee about the TK17 thing.
Oh boy, that's a better pill to swallow. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think Newbie wants to know if you brought any ladies with you.
Oh, wait, sorry, were you there?
Yeah, we're here. I was just asking Ladies Man if he brought the ladies with him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. No.
Boom. But hey, you're right. I mean, that's not the type of humor we do on the show. It's actually not the type of
Wait, Josh, did you tell him about the TK17 drop?
Yeah, I was explaining everything going on. And so he finally did drop the persona, and then that's when he made the I'm back video, which I kind of explained in the chat, what he was doing at the beginning. I kind of explained what he was doing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I kind of went MIA from the stream for a bit to do some chores. So I don't know if you ever finished it or anything or how you covered it, but so long story short, he's back and it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even seem like he matured at all. It just seemed like the same thing. I will say the production value increased a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
I mean, hey, that whole weird thing with the ghost dude in the mask, that was very well done, even if it was creepy. So I gotta give him props for that.
I didn't see that because I didn't even watch the video initially, just because he's completely irrelevant. I don't even care to see what he's up to anymore. It's just we're looking at the same dude that got canceled, kind of canceled himself and everything.
Yeah, he's gonna be the type of dude where the only people who watch him are his haters, and that's not a great place to be in unless you only care about money.
And the fact that he's sending death threats, that's actually a felony. He can actually go to prison for that, because that's actually a felony for sending death threats and actually wanting to allegate to that, something like that. That's actually
I mean, you should you literally can't even make jokes about that. I don't know if you watched the Mogul Mail video, but you literally can't even be in a video game. That no longer stands in legal court. So you're still liable for making a death threat, even if you say in a video game.
Yeah, it's you can't mess around with that kind of stuff. That's some serious stuff going on. But is it cool if I talk about Trash Man? Because we got some new Trash Man stuff.
Wait, actually, I don't mind if you can I talk about it too, because I actually was more involved with this.
Yeah, I can explain explain some stuff. So, all right, so we all know the iconic Rage.mp3 at this point, correct?
Oh boy. Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So he made that, and then shortly after he made this peace treaty thing or whatever, and then he kind of went MIA, right?
Yeah.
But then he came back, and he just completely he completely forgot that he made a peace treaty or something, because he's coming back. He's stirring up.
He made a peace treaty.
Yeah.
He's starting petty drama again and everything, and and he made this whole I don't know if I ever talked about because he had a Discord server for the whole sole purpose of Rage.mp3. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that still exists. I think at one point he was changing the logo around and it looked like a Nazi flag or something, and it's just okay. I think he started saying the derogatory F slur and everything.
Yeah.
Bro, it's out of pocket. You don't even know what a pocket is.
And I'm still in that server, by the way, but in one of my...
Okay. Well.
But it's one of my alternate accounts, because he kicked me from the server because he's a trash man.
Yeah, so we thought he was done and everything, but then he came back with another... He came back to the back with another diss track, Furry.mp4, where he goes off and disses ISM, and it is... let me tell you something right now. It is 20 times worse than Rage.mp3.
Man!
It was so embarrassingly bad. He brought his brother into this and everything.
No!
It's just oh my god.
That was his brother? That was his brother?
Yeah, I think so. And
does the brother even know what's going on? Or did he just bring him on and say do
kind of
this.
brought him on as like because his brother was like doing this with him and everything.
Dude, that's awful.
One of the worst things that made it like so embarrassingly bad was the simple fact that he has no idea. He doesn't know anything about Colin at all. So it made it so much worse. Like, he didn't know anything about him whatsoever, so it's just like, and he's trying to diss him, but he doesn't know anything about him, and it was just so bad. So bad.
What was he gonna say? Like, oh, you're from Chicago. Boom, easy win. Like,
yeah, exactly. And like, obviously, like, you know, it's Trash Man. I can barely understand him at all. Like, when he's rapping, it's so bad. Like, I literally cannot understand him. The only thing I made out from, like, the brief thing I watched was he's like, oh, I fucked your mom. It's just like, yeah, but it's just like, dude, you already made that line in the last one. Like, come on, at least try to be original.
Yeah.
You know. All right.
Like, he's not spitting bars like we at Burger King anymore.
That wasn't even a bar, bro.
Okay, so you would think the drama would end there, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Recently, I don't know if you know, so apparently Trash Man or whatever, he sometimes goes MIA sometimes, but recently today he was online. He just goes behind my back. He apparently invites me to this server called the Colin and Lennox Deep Dive server. No idea why he invited me to the server. What?
Wait, I have no idea.
Well, he probably thought that because you were on the other server that you're like one of his allies.
I don't know at this point. I'm not sure if he thinks I'm an ally or not. I mean, I did sign the Treaty of Friendship, which basically certifies that I'm his true friend, and then I shall protect him at all times.
What? Are you joking?
Sounds like sounds like something HB would make.
Yeah, but anyway, that's not the main point. The main point is, apparently, Trash Man made an alternate account of, you know,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Trash Man made an alternate account of ISM, aka Miniwheat. I'm not sure if Miniwheat's referred to it in the non-newbie server, but he made an alternate account of Miniwheat. He was trying to manipulate the Colin's account within, like, he was basically like his doppelganger in a way. I don't know what he was trying to do. He invited me into the server, like I mentioned, Colin and Lennox's deep dive. I don't know what he was trying to get for that, but as soon as he invited me into the server, he went MIA, and then after that he hasn't like responded longer since. And so long story short, he made basically an alt account impersonating Colin's Miniwheats, whatever you like to call him, in the Discord server. So
yeah, and he tried like he did this. He's trying to like set him up for everything, and what is he trying
to set him up for?
I feel like
accuse him of being racist or something.
Like, I feel like he's trying to set him up as like a bad person or something, and trying to stir up all this drama and all this kind of stuff. He's such a trash man. Like, I don't even know anymore with him.
I just don't know. I don't know what he was trying to get out of that, honestly. I thought he was just trying to, like, how do I say it? He was trying to seek clout or something, like he always does. With
that's just sad though.
Yeah, he also took something one step further. I forget when he like did this, but I don't think I forgot to mention this, but what he did is he randomly tried making these allegations that me and Colin like assaulted a woman in school or something.
Bro,
like,
what?
He's trying to like throw these like wild things out there. With no evidence whatsoever. He doesn't even know where we fucking live, and he's like out there trying to get clout and trying to like put anything against us.
Oh yeah,
try to make us look bad.
It was great.
But how lame can it be? Like, if you're trying to like hate on somebody, you're making up things about them to say bad things. That proves that they're such good people that you had to make up something bad about them in order to actually have something.
Like the whole assault thing, like it's just like, dude, you don't even know where we live. How can you make assumptions like that?
And the funny thing is, if you go to his alternate account or whatever, like the one where he manipulated a Miniwheat's account, apparently he has like an address linked to like his alternate account he made, and it's not even Colin's address. He's trying to think that he knows where Colin's lives, but he doesn't. he really doesn't. He just knows absolutely nothing about
Yo.
Colin. That's what makes Furry.mp4 the worst rap song, because he knows absolutely nothing about Colin.
So it's like a fake doc?
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, like
He's also like, I feel like he's also trying to impersonate Mini-Wheat, aka Colin, on Discord, just to try to make it, again, like, he's trying to do something. Like, alright,
This is a draw?
you know-
Wait, how is this a draw? We somehow got the exact same amount of kills. Both my team and the other team.
Oh, CSGO, yeah.
Like,
94 to 94. Wow.
Like, essentially, like, he was, I feel like he was trying to act like as if he was Colin himself, because he wanted to, like, defame him and try to ruin friendships and everything, because even in, like, his alternate account, the fake Mini-Wheat account, he put in the description, "I hate Mr. Pizza and DJLL." It's just like, dude, it's like, first off, you know, anybody with 2 brain cells, you know, is gonna figure out that it's a fake account. Like, I mean, even Joe Biden could figure out that this is an alternate fake account, you know.
Yo, are you sure though? Are you sure?
Yeah. And you know what makes this even funnier? When he did that, when he impersonated to be ISM, we clearly knew it was Trash Man.
I didn't know it was him.
When I went through DMs, I went through old DMs of because before, when he did this like impersonation thing with ISM, aka Mini, I went through old previous messages before when we were talking about Rage.mp3 and how he was gonna make it look good or whatever. So. And it was under the Mini-Wheat account that he made, so I don't know why he thought he was going to get away with trying to be someone else that he isn't, so I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to play, but he went MIA after that shortly and for no reason, and I don't know what he's trying to get at. Maybe he's a trauma queen, I'm assuming.
That's just sad.
Like, okay, I understand the general thing of this is, at the end of the day, Trash Man wants clout, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing it in such a terrible way. He's doing it in the worst way imaginable. Like, all it takes to be popular, just make President AI videos, guaranteed to blow up instantly. Like,
yeah,
at least,
true.
Is it overdone? Yes, but at least if you're trying to seek clout, just get on something popular.
Mhm.
Hop on a trend. Don't try to go around.
But I
causing
actually
drama.
don't think that what he did is like all those things he could have, all the things he's trying to do could work if it was fake beef orchestrated with people who were in on it. Because I do feel like having a group of people in on fake internet beef would be fun to do. But like you would have to be, everyone has to be okay with it. Like from like all like the fake docs to like the fake threats. And it has to be clear that everything's a joke and not taking everything super serious. But you can't be running out here in these streets giving out legitimate death threats. Like that crosses the line.
Like the thing with Trash Man is like it's just all so bad. I don't like, he's so persistent with this too, right? And it's like to the point where at least in my opinion, this is definitely a hot take, but he's probably worse than CWB, and I'll explain why.
What? No, you're not gonna tell me that he's worse than someone who literally tries to molest children.
Let me explain. Okay.
He's a literal Discord moderator.
Let me explain. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, CWB is obviously a piece of shit because he's a legit registered sex offender.
Right.
But one thing the CWB did right was when he was exposed, he disappeared. Like he wasn't persistent anymore whatsoever. Trash Man is like out here being as persistent as possible. It's like dude's he's ranking up to being worse than a sex offender just for how persistent he is with everything.
I wouldn't say that he's worse than a sex offender because he didn't leave. Like,
but I mean, he's certainly worse than Daniel Lord. I think we can agree on that.
Oh yes, for sure. All Daniel Lord did was be racist on the internet. He didn't give anyone like death threats.
Like at least Daniel has like kind of changed a little bit.
Oh yeah. Wait, yeah. What's the update on that? Like, has he grown or whatever?
Well, judging from the Bluto SMT, he actually has been like taking more self-control with himself. Like, he recently had to ban someone from his Bluto SMP from their username having the N-word on it. So I guess I would say to some extent that he has changed a little bit, but I mean, I don't want to be too gullible and just like push it off to the side because he is Daniel Lord. You know how he is sometimes. He can.
Yeah.
He's a man full of surprises sometimes, but I mean, from what I've seen of it, he looks like he has slightly changed than what he has like originally.
Interesting.
Like,
I mean, that's
think, like,
good news though.
Like he's making, I guess it's like, I mean, little by little, I guess he's kind of changing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's again like as Ladies Man said, you know, it's Daniel Ward. He's an interesting one. You never know what he's gonna pull out.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
Yeah. But going back
he's a wild card. He's unpredictable.
Yeah, but going back to the Logan Z-Tier thing, even though he's kind of persistent, he's not really a threat as much as TK17. Because with the TK17 drama,
yeah, like he's not really a threat. Like Logan Z Turner, you can't consider him a threat. Like
He's not a threat in any realm. Content creation, bars, you know, like skill and prowess.
Yeah, like he's an embarrassment. Like what he's trying to do, it's laughable. It's so laughable. It's not even a threat. Like we can look at like what he's trying to do and just lose it. It's just like, wow, how bad can you be?
Yeah. But with TK17 on the other hand, it actually brings a major concern to how he interacts with people and how he wants to do full-on death threats and like, I don't know what he was trying to do, especially with Josh making those videos of those target videos or whatever. And that was just extremely concerning. And he needs to seek the medical help or support that he really needs for that.
Like the thing is, like obviously TK17 had and this kind of brings me to something else I wanted to talk about, like just with YouTube stuff in general. Like if you're gonna be a content creator, like as I've kind of stated before, it's not the setup that really matters. I think it's you yourself. Like if you're gonna, like if you don't, you need to have some level of maturity. You don't have to be the most mature person in the entire planet, but you need some level of maturity. Like you can't just be like Trash Man or TK17. Like that level of immaturity it's just like beyond me. Like now, could they be like not there mentally in the head? Maybe. I don't know anything about them personally, so I don't really know like what kind of diagnosis they have or anything. They might be mentally fine, they may not be. I don't know. But judging by the way they act, at least I would say that they're probably not fully there mentally. And you can tell just by how they act, like, you know.
Yeah.
But what they're doing, like they're definitely not there. Like at the end of the day, if you're gonna do YouTube, Twitch, even, I mean, maybe not TikTok, you know, TikTok's cringe, you know, do whatever you want on there, but mainly when it comes to, like, YouTube and Twitch, like, you need some level of maturity.
Yeah. Or else your content will suck or you'll get burnt out. Right? You'll, like, self-destruct.
Well,
now, some people somehow manage to be self-destructive and still continue. Like, what's her name? What's the name of the girl who messed up Cutie Cinderella's, Justamix? Who's like a raging alcoholic who is extremely self-destructive and is probably drinking herself to death. Like, she somehow continues.
Wait, who are you referring to again?
Justamix on Twitch. Do you know who Justamix is?
No, I don't.
No.
She's like a Twitch streamer, but she's like a raging alcoholic, extremely self-destructive. She's also bipolar, apparently. So it's like, it's not a good mix at all.
Like, and there's like other good examples of just high levels of immaturity and all kinds of stuff. Like, more examples of people who shouldn't be content creators. You have people like Wings of Redemption. I don't know if you know anything about that guy.
A little. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Wings of Redemption. I don't even, if you know anything about him, I don't really need to explain that. You have people like Sneeko and everything. Like, you're looking at these people that obviously have no level of maturity whatsoever. And if you're gonna be like them, you just can't do content creation. Like, you need some level of self-control. You need some level of maturity to be able to handle, at least be able to handle it. Because, you know, like, you can't, like, how are you gonna, if you're gonna be super immature about everything, like, how are you gonna respond to people, right? Like, through comments and everything. Like, maturity people have some level of it, have some experience with what you're doing, you know? It's not 2005 anymore, where you can just pop on YouTube and do whatever you want, say whatever. It's just not like that. It's 2023.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just come on, do whatever, be immature. That's just not how that works. Nowadays, like you see people dropping their first videos on YouTube and they're bangers. Like they take the time to do the research, the editing, the voicing, everything. Like they take so much time just for their first video, and it makes it seem like, wow, they've been doing this for years.
Let's go. We won. But you're right. I do think that you can have a certain level of immaturity and be successful. Because like Sneeko is immature and he's extremely successful on YouTube.
No.
Well, yeah, but he's successful for all the wrong reasons.
Well, I thought that we're talking about being successful, period. Right? I thought that was a subject.
I'm just saying in general, like maturity levels for being content creators, and like I'm not saying like you have to like completely change around your personality or anything. That's not what I'm saying at all. You can be yourself and everything. Keep your same personality. Just have the maturity to handle it. You don't have to like change your personality or change who you are. Just have some level of respect, some level of maturity. You know. Even if you're just a shitty reactor like I am, you gotta have some level of maturity, you know? Something.
And honestly, to be fair to Sneeko, I mean, he is getting some of that back. Like, he's starting to have a redemption arc, and you can see the growth, you know? He's starting to get on Fresh and Fit. I could see him getting on the Whatever podcast as well. Like, he's raising his profile. And so, like, being mature has its perks, right? He wasn't getting these gigs before he started his redemption arc.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I consider him a pedophile since he like
Sneeko. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. Like, you can
like I made the joke myself, but I don't know if it's like legitimately true. He could be an apologist. I don't think he's actually one himself.
Like, it's like he can have his redemption arc. I don't care. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, like, I still see you as a pedophile, dude. Sorry. And like, just like, that's not just for Sneeko as well. Like look at Logan Paul, right? Who's had like a redemption arc, right? You know, from the man.
You're literally going to call him a Discord moderator, Logan Paul.
Wait, let me talk.
Yo, I'm letting you cook. I'm just asking you about your ingredients.
No, but like we all know, like Logan Paul, the whole incident in the forest in Japan, right? We all know that story. Yes. Everybody at this point knows that story. He went on a redemption arc, became incredibly mature, launched a successful podcast and everything, and like at the end of the day, like yeah, he had his redemption arc, but I still feel like there is gonna be always people that they're never gonna forget like the past from him, right? Like it doesn't matter like how far you change. There are still gonna be people that see you as the other person. Like, no matter how much you change.
Well, he also does crypto scams now. I mean, you know, it's not like he's completely reformed and changed.
Yeah, so like he goes on a redemption arc, and he does a redemption arc. He launches a crypto scam, you know, because yeah, and then I guess he had a second redemption arc maybe, because didn't he like he kind of like changed around the whole crypto zoo thing, and didn't he say like he was gonna do like charity stuff or something? Like I don't guess, really know.
But I mean, he said he would also pay the people back if they've been paid back. No, so
yeah, fair enough. Like I guess like
a lot of investors lost a lot of money from that. Like they lost like about a few $1 million.
Well, just don't invest in crypto in general, and you won't lose your fucking money.
Well, invest in crypto, but don't do crazy NFT things. Do long-term buys like Bitcoin when it dips. Don't do like, I don't know, ping pong dink doink coin. You know?
I'm sorry,
crypto is not a bad investment. If you treat it like a stock, and if you use like one of the more established coins. Because most of these crypto things are like rug pulls because they're new cryptos that no one's ever heard of, because someone just created it, is pumping it, and they're about to dump it. But if it's something like Monero, Ethereum, you know, Bitcoin, we know what these are. They're stable and they're not susceptible to the same types of activity.
See, the problem is with me having to invest in crypto is because it can be very volatile, which means that whenever you invest like a certain thing with it, you can lose a lot of certain things.
Yeah, but you can make money too if you play the market right.
See, the thing is, like, the way I see it, it's like you are literally
buy low, sell high. I mean, that's usually the market strategy. When I invest in stuff, I usually do the strategy buy low, sell high, because you get buy low when like stock is like going down into the negatives, and then once it starts like going up, that's when you start selling your stock. You make a good like amount of money on like stock holders or something like that. And I'm in consumer economics right now. I'm currently learning about that type of stuff too.
Yeah, no, you got the nail on the head.
Like, the thing is, like, with crypto, it's like, at the end of the day, the way I see it, it's like, you pay money / invest to get money back, right? That's how I see it. And it's just like, that just seems so fishy. It's just like, that I'm sorry.
How is it different than what people do in the stock market?
Well, I don't know anything about that stuff.
It's literally, okay, I mean, crypto, people treat crypto like it's a currency, but honestly, it's literally the same. It's just digital stocks is what it is.
I'd rather invest like a mutual fund, something that's less volatile, and then I can guarantee to get my money on, like a mutual fund.
Well, depending on which crypto you get, you could easily make more off of, like, I don't know, something like Bitcoin over the long term than like a mutual fund. But most people get into crypto wanting to pull out their money in like 12 days.
I mean, that's the problem with it's just kind of a game. It's a gamble. That's the
I mean, it really is. I mean, you're essentially gambling. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if you play your cards right, I guess if you have the right knowledge and you know what you're doing. I mean, people are gonna do what they want anyway. I just don't think it's a very good idea. You know, just make money the way you should make money, and don't like try to like go like investing all your hard earnings into something that you don't even know if it's gonna pay off. Sure, it could pay off, but it could.
You make an educated guess.
It could quickly plummet just as soon as it succeeds. Like, it is such a risk.
But I mean, so are stocks, and it's literally stock. Like, there's no functional difference between, you know, between stocks and crypto, except for, generally speaking, stocks will not increase in volume, while cryptos do over a very stable and pre-programmed rate. So, like, everything you're saying is true, but it's also true about stocks. It ain't nobody running around being like, you're wasting money for buying stocks. Like Lenico himself said, he wants to invest in a mutual fund, which is literally just a conglomeration of stocks diversified across, you know, the more stable ones.
Well,
I mean, I'd rather just invest my money on a certificate deposit at this point, because I don't play that gambling game with crypto at all. I mean, certificate deposit is a little bit more annoying because you can only let that money grow for a amount of time. You can't pull it out unless you'll be charged a penalty with it, which is, I guess, kind of annoying. But I mean, hey, investing in stocks, you're playing the gamble game. You're putting your money forward on something that you don't even know what you're trying to like. I know how much you're gonna gain from that, so
you can make educated guesses though.
I mean, no, but I mean, I always go by the buy low, sell high type of strat. You know, if I'm doing something like that.
I mean, hey, that's a pro strat for sure. Like, but I will say this. If you're trying to, now is like the worst time to try to invest because we're about to hit an economic depression, and when that happens, like all the markets and everything is gonna tank. So if you put money in a stock, like now, in 6 months, you'll probably lose a fair amount of that money. But crypto isn't necessarily tethered only to the American economy, so that might be a safer bet. But actually, what I would do is I would just hold your money and then buy like physical assets, like a house, like a car, because the housing market is about to crash as well. And then hold on to that until the next economic crisis, because right when things are about to get bad, like they are now, what else do you see? You see prices for houses, they rise. Prices for cars, they rise. So if you buy one of those assets during a depression, that's how you win, and that's how you continue to make money. You have to make cycles off of. It sounds terrible, but you have to make money off of these strategies.
I mean, yeah, they say it's funny. People invest more when it's like more in a recessionary gap, because then the economy would have to refluctuate into increasing decreasing government taxes and like increasing like, because I'm in AP macroeconomics and I'm kind of do stuff with this. That it's actually better to invest in recessionary gap because, since the stocks kind of go down along with it too. So that's why I think people invest more.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, hey, when the depression hits, you're gonna see all those charts go down. Now, if you want to do stocks, it actually would be a good idea to invest in stocks too, especially since corruption, blah blah blah, don't really like bailouts, but companies are more likely to get bailouts. So you could also put money into a stock of a corporation during a depression, and you're less likely to lose it during the next depression because the government likes to bail out companies. Bro, what are you doing? Move!
Alright, I'm gonna be hopping off. Alright, so have a good rest of your stream, newbie.
Alright, thanks man.
Alright, and I'm straight, so I'll see you next time.
Alright, I trust you.
Reese's Pieces.
Is that like your version of saying like that's how the cookie crumbles?
Alright, I'm gonna be leaving you, newbie. Oh wait.
Alright, peace out, man.
I have to do an outro. I'm straight.
Alright, I appreciate the disclaimer, my guy.
Alright, good night.
Alright. I'm gonna actually make a move here. I'm gonna see if anybody on the Discord is free to play Halo. Anyone on the Car 3 server is free to play Halo. Actually, you know what? Literally nobody's online. I am kind of feeling Halo right now too. I'm actually about to pull up Halo Infinite. Cause I think we have more maps to do. We have more maps to do, I think. Spicy. Also, I'm liking that tablet that I bought. It's pretty cool.
Hello.
Oh, hey. What's poppin', my guy?
Not much. I didn't expect to see you just hop in the chat randomly.
Yeah, no, I was feeling like playing Halo because I miss playing Halo with you guys. So.
I haven't played Halo in months. Granted, I sold my Xbox months ago, so I don't have a way to play it right now.
You sold your Xbox?
Yeah.
Man.
I sold it in the fall because I needed some extra dough. I still have Halo, funny enough.
Like the disc?
I still have the disc.
Wait, if you get an Xbox, then you don't need to buy the game again.
Yeah, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm still broke at the moment.
Does it not run on your computer?
I tried. It failed. It did not work well.
Man, that stings. But how have things been at Car 3?
Well, things were great. I'm not in Car 3 anymore.
Let's go. You graduated, right?
Right.
That's
I'm in
fire.
Arizona now.
Congrats, my guy.
I've moved to Arizona. I've started work on Monday, and
Ooh.
we're just chilling now.
How's work been?
It's been fine so far. It's training, so it's not like the most exciting thing in the world, but I get to be an engineer. I'm finally dangerous as an engineer.
Dangerous. Yo, what does that mean? You better join the deep state and destroy our infrastructure from the inside out.
I was almost gonna reach out in the stream and criticize you for your bad video title.
What's wrong with it?
Because I looked up, I saw the Joe Biden impeach thing. I'm like, wait, no way did someone actually impeach him. And then I looked it up and couldn't find anything. And I was like,
no, it's true.
Did Amar jinx us or lie to us?
No. Marjorie Taylor Greene issued articles of impeachment today against Joe Biden, among several others. So he didn't actually get impeached, but articles of impeachment against him were raised. So little dramatic flair on that, but essentially mostly true.
As far as our country goes, this is either the best time to do it while he's distracted, or the worst time to do it when we're having a debt ceiling fight at the same time.
Yeah. How do you feel about the debt ceiling fight?
What?
How do you feel about the debt ceiling fight? Because I feel like, and I was thinking about doing a video about this, but I decided not to. There's no solution. We have, because there are two things that we could do. If we're going to be honest, we would either be like, okay, we're gonna take this seriously and pay off the debt, or we would be like, hey, we're never gonna pay this debt off. And either way, like, if we were never gonna pay the debt off, then China's gonna come for our necks, because they're like, bro, that's not how this game is played. But
don't we owe money to them?
We do.
Ah. Yeah,
that's the thing.
I don't know, like, you know, if Biden doesn't get the debt ceiling thing done, and China doesn't get its debt paid off, China could just raise the fact that Biden had corrupt ties with them.
Yeah, this whole thing is kind of a mess. Do you think that the GOP should be doing this fight or no?
So that's a difficult question. So let me start with the obvious fact. We can't just keep on this frivolous spending path forever.
Right.
Because eventually, like, we can't keep frivolously raising the ceiling every single time.
Yeah.
Just like we can't keep racking up credit card debt. Eventually, it's going to come back to bite us.
Exactly.
And whatnot. So on that front, it's pretty much we are going to derail the train and blow everything up at some point. It's going to happen. The question is do we want to start setting off dynamite now, or are they going to try to mitigate the burning train problem?
Yeah. There is another thing where, you know, theoretically, China could collapse before our bill has come due. And if that's the case, then
how do you think China can collapse?
It would have to be a population collapse mostly, or citizens revolting. But I think both happening simultaneously is also possible. Because birth rates have been low there, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, part of the birth rate being low thing is their fault because they had a one-child policy for so long.
Yeah.
And then they recently did do away with that policy to an extent. But it's not going to be enough. Like, India is the most populous country in the world now.
Yeah. And you know what they're doing? Having babies. like having a booby population can very well be like the path for success as a society and a civilization.
It can be, although India has other problems that make it hard for... If India had as much land as America did, it might be slightly crowded in the cities, but it would be much more spread out. Like, India is really small. Also, another huge problem with India is the caste system still kind of has influence.
Yeah.
More kills than your opponents.
So India has its own cultural things that it has to deal with if it really wants to thrive, but yeah, I don't know. This year's been kind of weird. This has been a really weird year for politics.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also been kind of fun. Like, I find politics interesting, and so I do enjoy some of the craziness, to be honest.
Not everyone likes to talk about them.
Yeah, but it can be fun. Shoot. Okay, here's something. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. How are you how is your and Corbin's Discord thing?
Oh, that's been fun. It's been good. Like, we've been getting some a fair bit of views. Not like a crazy amount, but you know, the shorts especially have been getting. Oh shoot, hold on. I think my stream is crashing. Basically.
Yeah, shorts are. I think YouTube Shorts is a really, really good market technique for YouTubers to get their name out there.
Yeah. I mean, we've been using it. It's been pretty successful. We have some fairly busy
This accolade is well deserved.
comment sections.
Power items on the field.
There, so. What the heck is up with this? Come on. Yo, hold on. This is whack. I don't understand. My whole stream, I don't think it's getting any frames. I think it's losing almost all the frames. What the heck? Hold on. Because ever since I like it's literally in the red. I don't know if you used OBS or whatever before, but
no, what?
I used OBS.
Is that supposed to be like a technology of some sort? I'm sorry. I think I'm. So tell me what it stands for, and then I can tell you if.
Open Broadcast System is what it stands for.
Okay, no, I don't think I've never done like streaming or recording of any sort, so I wouldn't know.
Let me see if there's a way I can switch to 60.
I've had an interest.
Oh, you did?
I've had some interest in maybe doing a stream some point. My apartment setup right now, I'm in a studio apartment right now, and I don't have any good way of setting up anything for streaming, so it's not possible at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know how I would stream out of a studio apartment, to be honest. It could be very tricky.
Yeah, fortunately I'm on the wait list for a 1-bedroom.
Ah, nice.
And hopefully by winter time I should be in there. And then it's just a matter of Then it's just a matter of really
41 spanker available.
deciding what I could stream if I streamed.
Yeah, I mean,
Which I've had
you
a
could. I
few
mean, there's so many possibilities. Like because you game, I think that gives you an advantage because you can always just game.
Yeah, I mean, there's right now the two games I've been playing more than anything else is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that's been a game I constantly hit from time to time, and I've gotten decently good at.
Oh.
And then the other game I've been playing it on and off. I started I put 100 hours into it during the school year, and then have just recently played it lightly here and there. Been playing Breath of the Wild.
I've heard good things about that game.
It is a good game. I know Tears of the Kingdom just came out, and I want to play that too, but I haven't got it yet because I'm kind of like, I know that as soon as I get Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not going to touch Breath of the Wild probably again for a long time, so I'm giving Breath of the Wild a little bit more of its worth. Like, there are guys in the hall who put at least 400 hours in Breath of the Wild and still haven't done everything.
Yo, I couldn't imagine doing that.
So, do you know anything about Legend of Zelda?
I know a little.
So almost all the games are like have a story. They have like a story that you're supposed to follow. Like usually it's Link saving Princess Zelda from Ganon. A typical Mario Bros type story. Breath of the Wild though is open world.
I was trying to get everything back up and running. I think it's better now.
Yeah. Shout out to the guys in the stream. I actually tuned in very briefly earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I didn't say anything in chat, but I was briefly going to tune in, and then you went on your break, and I left after that.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes I look at the chat and I'm like, oh, like, you know, who's going in and who's leaving and why. Man, what in the world? I don't understand why so many frames are dropping. Oh, hold on, give me a sec. I know why. I think. Steam, I think, is running some sort of update on here.
Oh, Steam?
Yeah, hold on. Let me quit Steam. Yes. It was downloading an update for PUBG. Hold on, let's see. No, I'm still losing frames. What in the world? Okay, it's back. Okay, it's better. Okay. Let's see if this fixes it. Man, like all of these AAA gaming systems always have things that are constantly trying to download every quarter fortnight. Did you catch my rant about Halo Infinite? Where I was just like going off because of the lag and latency?
I did not. To be honest, I haven't watched. To be honest, so moving across the country, obviously, I've been busy with that part and getting settled in. And more recently, I've been watching Mario Kart Wii YouTubers, mostly. I still click on. I still watch some of the Forbin's Terraria stuff here and there, because there's some exciting stuff going on.
He's a great YouTuber.
Nate works well with the YouTube personality. I'm not 100. I don't know. I'd have to figure out. Like, even once I figure out what game to do, I'd have to figure out how my like, granted, I should be authentic as a YouTuber. I shouldn't be faking anything, but
Right. It's the unbreakable character.
I don't. Yeah, the thing is that how will I come off personality wise?
I mean, I think you would come off as a very like chill, reasonable, and thoughtful person. Not someone like prone to like knee-jerk reactions. And I think I probably come off more as like a hothead who likes to think that he thinks, but more often than not comes off with knee-jerk reactions. So I think so if you want to do like commentary, people would come to you for like the more thoughtful take and come to me for the passionate take.
And then they would go to Nate for the I don't know what.
Oh.
I don't. Nate's like the. He's kind of a mix.
He is. He's a good mix. I will say he's definitely more right leaning than me, but
Outkill your opponents and play
what vehicle is this? A chopper? Well, I got killed as soon as I hopped on it, but I've never used a chopper before.
Oh, are you in Halo now?
Yeah, I'm in Halo Infinite.
Ah. Yeah, I don't.
Enemy halfway to victory.
I enjoyed playing Infinite with you guys. Like, that's one thing I miss from not having on the Xbox is the Halo games. That's the one thing I miss from the Xbox. I never liked Infinite as much as Master Chief Collection, more because it felt a little more jank to me. But also because I played Halo Reach and Halo 3 with my dad as a child, so it's not like it's kind of nostalgic.
I really like how the weapons feel in Halo Infinite, and also the fact that you can play offline against bots.
Oh, you know, I will say the bot thing is really cool and has made for some fun games, but I think the Infinite weapons are still felt a little jank.
The weapons? What's jank about the weapons?
Well, okay, I haven't played enough of the game to really get used to to how the weapons shoot and aim and stuff.
Let's turn this around.
And there's a few weapons I don't understand how they work because they're like new weapons that aren't in older Halos.
You're on a roll, Star.
The one that shoots the giant spikes, for instance, is pretty. New. And foreign.
Oh, sorry. What's it called?
I don't know what it's called. It's just the one gun. It's a giant gun that shoots like a giant spike.
Shoots a giant spike? Like, does it explode or?
Either it explodes or it impales people.
Oh.
I don't know. I think there's a weapon in Infinite that's like that.
Something with spikes sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, also the sniper rifle feels a little different than Reach. Granted, the sniper rifle in Reach was always overpowered.
Yeah, I missed, like, there's just a different feel. Like Halo Infinite is a game that I would like to play by myself. And Halo, like the other Halos, are ones I would like to play with other people. And I feel like it's like, with Halo, it's a lot more, I like to play sweaty games in I like to play sweaty games in a relaxed way. And Infinite is definitely leads into that like sweaty territory. But the other games are very like chill games. And so that makes them fun to play with like people that I know. Where I can vibe out and play like those like crazy outrageous games, but if I'm not like playing with people I know, then it just doesn't feel the same. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like the way with Breath of the Wild, which is a huge open world game where you can spend all the time in the world and still not lose everything. Like it can get a little boring at times because it's only single player.
Is there no local co-op?
No. All Zelda, the entire Zelda franchise has never been multiplayer.
Oh. I thought for sure that the latest one at least is local co-op. Because I had some friends who were talking about doing local co-op. Because there's some church friends who they're like into.
Maybe there's a few Zeldas where there's some degree of online, but I don't. The Zelda franchise has never been one that's emphasized multiplayer. It's usually a single player action adventure where you're focused on doing story and side quests and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely seemed more like a story-based adventure from what I've seen, but I don't know the plot too well. If I had a Switch, I think I would get it.
I will say that. So yeah, the Zelda game is kind of the way the Zelda franchise works is that there are 3 characters that are always recurring. And they're based on this thing called the Triforce.
Victory.
There's 3 different like spirit that each of the characters embodies.
Spirits.
So one of them, Zelda, which is the princess, is technically.
Wait, Zelda's a girl?
Yeah.
Oh. For some reason I thought Zelda's like the main character. What in the world happened? Did you see what just happened?
I'm not on your stream, so no, I did not. But...
I was literally walking next to the enemies, and then all of a sudden, everything just like it teleports me somewhere and it says out of bounds, and I just died. Like this game is riddled with lag, and it's gotten worse over the past like month or 2. I don't know what happened. I don't know more people on the servers or what, but this is extremely, extremely frustrating. And this is not the first time that I've noticed this. I did another rant about the same thing.
Okay. Well, okay, so Zelda.
Keep it up, Scott.
Would it help if you saw like pictures of these characters?
I know what some of them look like. If you describe them to me, like who's the green person in the hat? Is that or the person in green who wears the hat? Is that Zelda, or is that like Link?
That is Link.
Oh,
so Link is actually This is one of the weirdest things about the Zelda franchise. Every single game, and this goes all the way back to the classic NES and Super NES games with Link. Every single game, the franchise is called Legend of Zelda, but you always play as Link as the main character.
Why?
I don't know. Well, Link is the warrior hero.
Isn't it his legend?
It isn't his legend. Now, there is a game called The Adventures of Link as the sequel.
Oh. There
is one game in the franchise, technically, that you do play as Zelda. But it's not... Nintendo would like to forget that game because it's
is it bad?
Weird... just say it's a really weird... It's a really weird game. It's not made directly by Nintendo. It was made by a third party that made 2 Zelda games. In this weird animation style that almost feels like a 90s cartoon. Kind of similar to how old Sonic the Hedgehogs looked like. in this old Super Mario Bros. Show from like 1990.
Man, that is weird.
Active camo available.
Yeah, so otherwise in every single game, Zelda has been... So Zelda's a character you don't play as. She is technically a incarnation of a goddess. And so Link and Zelda are allies.
Round 4. Ever closer to
Are always allies. And together they fight against the demon incarnation Ganon.
very certain.
Oh, Ganon. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the whole point of the Zelda games is for Link you play as Link to help Zelda defeat Ganon.
Oh, interesting. Why does Ganon keep showing back up again?
Halfway to
Because apparently all the characters in each game, for the most part, each Zelda game isn't like a direct sequel where it's just the same story. It is technically the same story, kind of like how Phineas and Ferb tells the same episodes, but
So it's like Phineas and Ferb. Zelda's like Phineas and Ferb.
It's something different every time, yet it's the same story, kind of the same way. So every time Ganon shows up and they defeat him, then it's like a cycle, essentially. So Ganon arises, the Kingdom of Hyrule, which is where they all live, falls into chaos.
See, I've heard these things here and there, but I didn't know what they were.
We've
got
this in the bag.
And then Link goes on his grand adventure. Usually Zelda's either imprisoned by Ganon or in hiding, and Link is to find her and help her defeat Ganon. And then together they seal him in some sort of divine prison or something. And then thousands of years may pass, and then the same cycle repeats itself. And the other strange thing is that Link and Zelda are always young-aged when this happens. They're not like children, they're more like young adult or teenager at this. Although Link could literally be a kid.
Simple as that.
He's like 14 or something.
Oh.
And if you play Zelda
Plasma grenade
for any little bit of time,
and we're off.
Link is not an ordinary human either. He's like he does have divine essence in him as well.
Interesting.
He's just climbing up mountains, carrying hundreds of items on his back, no problem.
That sounds unrealistic if you ask me. Why would they dare make a video game that's unrealistic?
I don't know. Why aren't there cars racing around all day with Italian plumbers throwing banana peels all over the road?
Yeah.
Or Mexican plumbers, if you want to go in that direction.
Mexican plumbers?
Power items.
I thought they were Italian.
This accolade is well deserved.
They are Italian. There are some meme culture. There is some part of Mario meme culture that thinks he's Mexican, though.
Oh, really? Did you see the Mexican Mario TikTok?
No, I have not, and I don't think I don't watch any TikTok at all, except what might appear on Facebook from time to time, because.
Oh, that's right, because there's Reels, and Reels is kind of in Facebook now, right?
Kind of.
I mean, they're in like the feeds, right?
Yeah, they pop up in feeds and stuff. Usually it's some group or random group that posts a video or...
Nearing victory.
Wait, so you use
Sometimes
Facebook?
I do use Facebook. It's kind of more That's where it's where all my extended family and most of my family uses Facebook pretty much, so it's our way of keeping up to date with the relatives and stuff.
What the heck? I just saw that for the Haribo gummy bears, the green is strawberry.
What? Hold on. Huh?
The green is strawberry. How is this real?
Why?
I don't know.
That's so stupid.
That's crazy. It's interesting that pineapple is white. Pineapple is white, and it's probably just because pina coladas are white.
Kind of. Yeah, if you have an orange gummy bear too, you don't want to get them confused.
Yeah, that's true. I am shocked, stunned. I've actually almost played all of these new Halo maps now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, they came out with like 8 or 9, but half of them are kind of garbage because they just have like a bunch of like open area and then like 2 barriers where both teams spawn from, and it's like they're not great. They almost feel like they're like testing maps that they forgot to remove when they like made the new maps pack.
Huh.
They're
Yeah,
like
that's
empty
fair.
and bare.
I
It's
mean-
weird.
I mean, to be fair, my Halo playing in more recent years has always mostly just been with the guys, or with my siblings. Like I played through the campaigns for Halo CE through Halo 5, and those were fun. Like they're fun to play through the campaigns as a way to challenge yourself and to get for the lore as well. But
Oh yeah, the lore.
gotta love the lore. But yeah, it's not the most fun. For me, it doesn't seem like a great game to just be playing by yourself online. That's kind of weird for me to say when I'm playing Zelda, which has no online interaction at all, and the only interactions the character has is with the NPCs.
No, but I mean, I feel like you're kind of right. But you're kind of right. But like having the bots definitely helps.
The bots do help if they. Now, I don't know why, but Mario Kart 8 online is a lot more fun. I think that's more because, well, part of it is I'm much better at Mario Kart 8 to the point where I actually have a chance of winning whenever I race. Like when I go into the lobby, I can legitimately play and do good in races sometimes. And then do bad in some races. It's ups and downs. Also, Mario Kart is extremely luck-based and random.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how good you are well, sometimes it matters how good.
I mean, I would like to hope that at least to some level it matters.
Triple kill.
Skill does matter, and it can let you run away with races a few times, but typically, the fact that you can get blue shelled or hit by a star or get banana also makes it so that it can be competitive. And the items are somewhat luck based. So
defies description.
Yeah, it's like you know, like those gambling games, right? Where it's like, can you completely, like, can you make yourself win? No, but you can make yourself lose. You know what I mean? I guess that's kind of how all luck-based games are.
Yeah, Mario Kart has two different types of play styles that I find interesting. One of them is the online racing where you're battling it out with other people, racing casually. Usually it's for fun. There are a few people who do it full time, of course. They're like the pros at the game. They have like 6,000 hours in the game. They're crazy.
6,000?
Double kill. Triple kill. Round one.
Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. There's one guy named JP Gibboner who has over 100,000 subscribers, who does like competitive Mario Kart streams, fun streams, mostly online racing stuff. He recently, one of his more recent streams had a very brief glimpse of like his Switch profile thing.
Oh no.
No, like by that I mean it doesn't show like his personal information, but it shows like the games he's played and how many hours he's played in them.
Yeah.
Which is also not the greatest thing because you can get trolled by people.
Yep, inundated.
And invaded to an extent. He has over 3,600 hours in that game.
3,600 hours. Wow. Dude, how many years has he been playing that game?
Well, let's see. So this is 8 Deluxe. So 8 Deluxe came out in...
Flawless victory.
So 8 Deluxe has actually only been out for 6 years. Technically 8 Deluxe is just Mario Kart Wii U Expanded Edition and Updated Edition. It's like 2.0. Wii U came out in like the early 2010s, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out in 2017 with the Switch. So it is pretty possible that he's played it during its entire lifetime. It is also possible that It's also possible that he started really getting into it during the COVID time when everyone was stuck at home.
The COVID times.
Like that was when I really started playing Minecraft. Was when COVID hit.
Yeah.
You remember the early days of the Archery realm, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we were playing before then, but I guess it wasn't as big of a phenomenon until I feel like it was like kind of revving it up during COVID and then kicking into high gear when we were there in person.
Oh yeah, that year when I think it hit. I'm pretty sure that the realm hit its peak. Like, I'm trying to remember. When would you say the realm hit like its peak in terms of?
When would I say the realm hit its peak? I would say back when we had enough people playing it to where there would be like 5-6 people in one room, like playing together. Like I actually looked back on my streams and like there was an era where I would do like Saturday super streams because there'd be like 8 people in one room, just like screaming and shouting and doing raids and things. Like getting like 8 people together to do a raid. Like
I'd say that the earliest days of the realm were great when we had all the traffic initially, where we maxed out our realm count.
Oh.
It also got really good after Nate joined initially too. When I got Nate to join, and
Nate's great on the server.
Nate has been great. Well, he's been pretty great. I think, yeah, when I got I think the realm had like a brief renaissance when I got John or when I got sort of Goodish and Bush Monkey and even Snake Boy to come.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a brief renaissance, but as we all know now, the realm has hit it. The Card 3 realm is kind of in a different state of mind right now.
Yeah, it's not dead, is it? Because I still have like stuff into them building and things I'm working on.
It's not dead. Like, it's never going to be like dead until Aragorn decides to stop paying for it.
Yeah. I do hope that it truly never dies.
Like, the one thing though is that not many, like, I haven't got on it in a while. Partly because the Card 3 Java server kicked into gear. Which actually I haven't got on that in like a few weeks either because I've been busy, and actually I'm actually a little bored with Minecraft at the moment.
Oh dang.
I'm in a little bit of that. This has happened more recently between, like, I'm bored. I'm a little bored with Minecraft right now. I'm bored with the Bedrock realm more because, like, I have everything.
Yes, that's the tough thing. Everyone I know who's bored with Minecraft has like gotten everything. And I'm just sitting over here like, wait, so how do you cast a spell or whatever? And I'm just having fun.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, to be fair, there are things I could probably still do, like I could build stuff. I have the capacity to make like mega build stuff if I really wanted to get into it again, but yeah, and then the Java one, it's like the complete opposite. Like, I have nothing.
Really?
It actually annoys me because I'm used to having everything at my disposal already.
Killing spree.
Wait, so why don't you have anything in Java?
Well, I haven't played enough to gather all this stuff, and I hate gathering stuff. I found that I don't like gathering stuff.
Oh.
You know what I need? The Java one's easier to fix, though. Like, I think what I need to do is just join up with some of the other guys and work with them.
3. Ever closer to victory. Spike obtained.
I just need to play a little more co-op with some of the other Minecraft people in the hall.
Yeah, well, co-op is what makes it fun.
I want to, like, Bush Monkey and his friend, a Funky Boy.
A Funky Boy.
have a massive underground cave, and they're building a cool kingdom.
Ooh.
They're both geologists, so they named it Geodonia.
Geodonia. That's cool.
I think I might want to. I'm thinking of maybe like joining them or something. Just joining them and doing stuff with them and stuff, because it sounds a lot more fun than just chilling out by myself in this random spot I found.
Yeah, I mean, being part of a kingdom, I think, is one of the things that makes Minecraft servers fun. Yeah, I've heard that's a lot of what people like about, like, stuff like the Dream SMP2, where it's like, there's, like, lore because you've got kingdoms and things happen between the kingdoms and they're battling for supremacy.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think the Bedrock realm failed, was we had kingdoms. We just don't have war.
Yeah. But
we don't have funding.
If we're gonna be honest, though, Aragorn doesn't like fighting, so I think that made it hard for us to do fighting, especially when he's around. Because he'll take it pretty seriously when maybe not everyone's trying to be serious, you know? Like the steak war. The steak war was awesome.
I took that. I loved the steak war. I had lots of fun with that one. I knew Corbin was bored. Like, let's be honest, he was bored, and he needed something to do. So he just decides to declare war, and I decided to humor him, and I took it seriously. So I attacked with full netherite stuff. I didn't care.
Hey, I mean, everything turned out well in the end. Like,
well, I mean, I lost, but hey.
Oh. Hey, I won. So
you won. You got the. Yeah, I killed Corbin and Sor the Goodish at least once or twice. You were the one that actually managed to hit the blow. Granted, the harming arrow was really overpowered back then.
Yeah, is it not overpowered anymore?
Oh no, like one of the last times I played, me and Snake Boy did a test with the arrow again, and it only does like 2 hearts now instead of like 7.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, they actually finally like debuffed it and nerfed the arrows, which makes sense because it's gonna be. I'm also looking at your. I'm in your Discord right now, just looking at some of the messages in here.
Oh, my Discord server?
Yeah, let's see.
Wait, what's happening in my Discord server right now?
Nothing. I'm just reading some. I'm just looking at some of the politics things I've missed. Let's see. Yeah. So Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah.
Like, she's one of those politicians that I don't know if I like or dislike.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those politicians that's like, she's definitely a child. She's like a figurative child of Trump in the sense that she will stir up drama like he can.
Yeah.
Not any sexual drama or anything, but yeah, but at the same time, she can be very annoying sometimes.
Yes, she doesn't have a very likable personality.
Yeah, she isn't. Yeah, I believe that's one of the reasons why. Like I'm not. So what state and district does she come from?
I don't know. Let me check. Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was thinking Wyoming, but I must be thinking of someone else.
Interesting that she comes from Georgia. I'm actually a little bit surprised.
That's
because she's pretty. I don't know if she's far right, but she's pretty. Well, okay. Let's just say she's far right. She's pretty far to the right for, like, Georgia to elect. Because I know Georgia's like Republican, but they're also someone metropolitan. So I don't think they would pick someone that's that far to the right.
Well, it's possible that the district she comes from is very much heavily red.
True.
Like, to be fair, Atlanta's like one of the biggest reasons why, like, Atlanta is the biggest city in the state, and it definitely leans Democrat, I'm pretty sure. It is one of the biggest reasons why Trump lost the 2020 election.
True.
And also why 2022 didn't go well for Republicans either, except for the governor race, which...
That was all Trump, though. There were candidates who could have won, but Trump picked the losing horse. If we all went like, yay, woo, losing horse. And then we lost. And we were like, why did our horses lose?
Because they were bad to be...
Exactly.
It's like you show up to a NASCAR race in a Toyota Prius.
Yes. And then half of us are like, well, we like the guy who picked him. You know, Donald Trump is my favorite person. He picked the Prius. So, hey.
Don't even get me started on Dr. Oz running for Senate. That was one of the stupidest picks ever. Like, come on, man. Sure, like, Fetterman was not a good candidate. Like, let's be honest. Fetterman,
yeah. See, the thing is, like, Fetterman was kind of like a nail. And it would have been pretty appropriate to come at him with a hammer. But instead, we got, like, I don't know, like a rubber mallet in the form of Dr. Oz. Like, that's why Trump versus Joe Biden, even though Trump lost, I thought was a good matchup. Because Trump was a hammer. But he decided to go soft on Joe Biden during the debates, which I don't think helped him.
No. I mean, Trump hasn't helped his case in recent years either with the...
Yeah, did you see how he's going soft on abortion?
I did not see that. I haven't seen much of that recently.
He said that a 6-week a ban of abortions at 6 weeks is too harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not what I didn't know he was going soft on that issue, which gives me more fuel not to vote for him again.
Yeah.
There are other things that I have come to realize are also bad tomatoes, and one of
bad tomatoes.
Now, I'm not really gonna discuss January 6th here because that's a very complicated mess that I don't think, like, maybe Trump did do something that didn't help with it. Like, if he did send messaging that wasn't, like, very clear and could be misinterpreted, that's his fault. But, like, I'm not expecting that Trump really did want people to storm the Capitol building and kill his vice president. Like, I don't think that's not something I expect him to.
Yeah, I am inclined to think that Donald Trump had no hand in January 6th. We all know that Twitter removed his post that he made soon after January 6th began, telling people to be peaceful. There are conspiracy theories that have not yet been proven, but I find compelling regarding the FBI's involvement in the whole situation. But setting all of that aside, I would say that it wasn't... Most of the people were peaceful, but it's unfair to characterize it as a peaceful protest because the people who were there who were peaceful, most of them didn't want to be there. They were pushed in there by the crowd, or they wandered in, not even really understanding what was happening or the gravity of the situation. It wasn't like everyone was like holding up flowers to like the law enforcement officers, like they were like Vietnam protesters. Like, you show me aerial footage of January 6th and tell me that was peaceful. It wasn't.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, as far as January 6th is concerned, a lot of the people, you're right that a lot of the people there we're not there to smash windows or sit at Pelosi's desk, which we don't. We can get in the whole debate on. There were probably a few people there that would have actually wanted to do some damage.
Mm-hmm. So the theory, the moving theory on the reason. Sorry.
I will acknowledge that there are crazy far right people there, just as deadly as far lefters.
Mm-hmm.
Antifa, for instance, there are militant people that are very dangerous on the far right. As well. Like, there are some crazies out there. But for the most part, a lot of the people were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And weren't, like, there were two people that died as a result from that, right?
No, only one.
Only one.
A protester.
Yeah, I know one person was shot dead. And I'm not 100% certain on what the circumstances were.
Basically, she was part of a crowd that was trying to break down barricades. The other end, there were police officers. They were kind of standing their ground, and as the protesters were trying to push down the barricade that they had set up and they were trying to defend, one of the officers shot him. There's rhetoric among the right that he was a thug or killed her in cold blood. What I find really weird, because she was very much part of a crowd that was trying to like break down the barricade, where the protesters, by the way, in that area, if you pull up the video, actually, I really do near-death experiences, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. But actually, it's not near-death, it is a death experience. But it's, what's the name of the person who died?
I can't remember. That's the thing, though, is that, like, I know she died, but I don't remember her name, because it wasn't like someone... It wasn't like... I know, like, I don't remember who it was that died.
Ashley Babbitt.
Like, if she was actively trying to break down barricades and burst in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's one thing. Like, we can have a whole 2-hour podcast about whether the police officer should have fired a shot or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother thing, but...
Let's see here. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. So I'm going to play this real quick. This is the death of Ashley Babbitt. Here, let me see. Can you see it?
No, I can't, because I'm not actually in your stream right
now.
No,
in the Discord I shared it. Like as like a stream.
I've actually never seen any footage from January 6th.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware, so this should be interesting.
You can see it, right?
I can see it now, though.
Okay. All right. So here you have, these are the protesters right here trying to break through the barricade. There are a bunch of them. Like, see, they're trying to break through this police line. These police officers are behind them trying to like protect, like, members of Congress. And yet they're trying, and this is not peaceful. This is not peaceful.
Well, like breaking down a window is not a peaceful thing.
Right. And so if you keep going, Like, yeah, so you've got the barricade here.
Yeah.
Police on
looks
the
like
other
people
side.
moved out of it looks like the police officers moved out of the way.
Yeah, they did. They got scared. I would be scared too. Okay, on it. They say he's got a gun. Now they try to push through because they broke the glass.
Okay, someone's gonna be.
Then the police officer fired. And there's Ashley Babbitt on the ground. Okay.
Oh, I see that they blurred the. I'm glad that they blurred her out right there, which makes sense because that's like something that's like graphic. Yeah, like she was in a. Even if she wasn't actively breaking down the windows herself, she was in a really bad spot at the wrong time.
Well, no, it's not just that. Okay, hold on. Now, it's one thing if during January 6th you were brought in by some folks, because that certainly happened with some people. But she was in a group that was expressly there trying to break down that barricade. From everything I've seen, she was probably, assisting in those efforts. You have police officers on the other end. You scared the police so much that they leave the doors, right? They go behind the doors. Then, the protesters are knocking through the glass, right? They're knocking through the glass. The protesters notice that one of the officers pulls out a gun, and they're saying he has a gun, and even that does not get them to back off. I would argue that these officers were definitely in threat of their lives. Like,
having, like, it's kind of. I'm glad you kind of showed me the video footage because I've never seen any of the January 6th footage. I know there's like a huge amount out there probably now.
Yeah.
That got released after the Republicans released it out to Carlson and whatnot.
Oh, I just realized something. Tucker Carlson was not allowed to show all the January 6th footage. However, he now has his show on Twitter, and he said that he had something other than just the show on Twitter to share with viewers, but he wasn't ready to say what that was yet. What if he just dumped all of the January 6th footage on Twitter?
Oh my gosh. I know. Like, that would be like, isn't that like when Elon Musk dumped all the Twitter files on there and exposed Twitter's
to an extent, although I think that the Twitter files were very they're very sporadic. They post like one a day or one every few days, where I think with Tucker Carlson, he would want to release all the footage of January 6th all at once. I think he wants the truth to be out there.
That would be insane. Like, that would be such a powerful move. And it would completely change the entire narrative about the event, I'm sure. Because once you release all the footage, you can finally... Like, I think that's one of the biggest problems with the January 6th talks so far is that the public doesn't have all the answers.
Right. You ain't got the answers, Dre. You ain't got the answers.
Like, we've had to, like, for almost 2 years, for like 2 years now, 2.5 years now, we've been forced to kind of, for the most part, interpret the event partly based on the limited talk. Like, the Democrats have been really pushing that it was a huge insurrection and stuff for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And there were also quite a few people that, like, once if someone finally releases all the footage out there just for everyone to review, then people can finally decide for themselves if this was the biggest event since 9/11 or if this was just another protest gone wrong. Kind of like it's also annoying how a lot of people talk about January 6th all the time, yet they don't bring up the fact that literally Portland was under siege by rioters for 100 days and part of Seattle was taken over.
Yeah, like
if you're going to talk about one bad thing, you need to be willing to share about the other things that aren't comfortable either. San Francisco's a giant disaster. Stores are closing because they keep getting shoplifted. The Cash App founder got murdered in broad daylight. And you gotta take any time Elon Musk says something, you gotta take it with a grain of salt because
true.
He's not like the most Elon Musk is an interesting character. He's kind of like Trump in a way, but but of a different type of personality.
Very different personality.
If Musk saying that San Francisco is a dying city, he's not just pulling it out of thin air, like some of his Tesla models might have been, but there's evidence that San Francisco really is a city that's in decline and is falling apart.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in San Francisco. Do you?
I mean, it seems like a nice place if you're in certain areas, but if you're not in those areas, then it seems like it's not a good place to be at all.
Well, yeah, except in order to get to nice areas, you gotta pay the insanely high rent.
Yeah, it's not worth the rent. I know that much.
Rent's in the cup, right?
Like double digits?
Rent in...
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I'm trying to look it up. The median rent for properties in San Francisco is $3,600 a month.
$3,600?
Yeah.
Average rent.
Yeah, average rent is $3,600 a month, and it has been higher in times too.
That's sad.
It's 64% higher than the national average, which is $2,000 a month.
Yeah, but to say that sounds like twice as much as a reasonable cost.
It's almost twice as much as the average. I'm living in my studio apartment is $1,250 a month, which sounds which could be expensive or cheap for a studio. In my area, it's super cheap because this is a vacation hotspot for retirees.
Ooh.
In the summertime. So it's actually pretty cheap to find. I was hard pressed finding apartments out here that were available right away, and I got lucky and struck gold on this one.
Nice.
But I mean, it's a decent. It's like a nice apartment. It's nice on the inside and stuff, but it has its downsides. I have to use the common laundromat if I want to do laundry, which fortunately this apartment complex has its own small laundry room, so that's locked, so it's pretty easy. Laundry's pretty good. I don't have a stove, so cooking's a little interesting.
Wait, how do you cook without a stove? What kind of food do you make?
I mean, I have an Instapot now.
What's
And,
what's the Instapot?
Think of pressure cooker, aka basically pressure cooker that you can use to cook stuff like pastas, rice. I made meatballs in it last week. On Sunday, I made meatballs that turned out to be pretty meh, but
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's no shame in eating meatballs. There's no shame at all.
like I found it was my first time cooking with an Instapot recipe, so I was kind of it didn't turn out quite right.
Oh yeah, quite right. Yeah. What went wrong?
Either I added too much liquid to the sauce, or the sauce didn't get on the meatballs enough. I really just think though that it might just be the meatballs themselves were just not composed. Maybe it's just my personal taste, and feel like they tasted good.
Well, are you like a meatballs person though?
I mean,
because that may influence it like quite a bit.
I'm not that big of a meatball person. Like these were like big meatballs. They're kind of like mini meatloafs almost.
Yo, that's kind of cool.
They're not like the frozen little meatballs that you buy at the store, or the meatballs from IKEA or whatnot. They're like golf ball size.
Which I think is like the normal meatball size. Well, maybe a little bigger.
Golf ball is kind of the typical meatball size. The ones I made were more like tennis balls.
Tennis balls is like about the size I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's like a big meatball. That's a pretty big one. The ones you would put on your spaghetti are like golf balls, or maybe slightly bigger than that.
Yeah. A little bit, maybe.
But, yeah, I'm getting back to why I don't like Trump as much anymore.
I mean, not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired.
That's true.
So I think I should probably call it a night.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. So for me, it's 9:20 p.m.
Oh.
Because
I was wondering why you were online. I was like, someone in the Car 3 servers like awake enough to even join into the Discord.
So Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time.
Really?
So when you guys jumped an hour forward in April, it means that I'm now 3 hours behind you guys.
Oh.
So it's almost 12:30 a.m. for you. It is almost 9:30 p.m. for me. When you guys jump, thing is though, is that in the fall when you guys move back an hour, we won't be moving back an hour either. So we'll only be 2 hours behind at that point.
How does it feel like being without the daylight time zone things?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess you've only been there for like a month or two.
Actually, today's the 18th, right?
Well, the 19th. Well, it depends on where you are.
So,
but on my end, it's the 19th.
So I've only been in Arizona like 10 days, I would say. Like I graduated almost 2 weeks ago. And then me and my dad cross-country tripped across to Arizona right away. That was... if I had fought better, if I had fought it through a little better, I would have left on I would have started that trip on Sunday instead of Saturday. Especially since I didn't realize that you were coming up for your brother's graduation.
Yeah.
Also, Garrett Agins was there too.
He was?
Yeah, he went to CJ's graduation.
Wait, which graduation was it?
It might have been the 2:00 one.
Oh, that's the one. I think that's the one that I attended or saw. Huh.
Yeah. What
wait. I ran into Kayla actually.
Oh, you saw?
Yeah.
You bumped into Kayla, but not Garrett. That's
Yeah, no, because she was on her way from like to her seat where Garrett was, I guess. But she had hurt her leg.
Family?
No, she hurt her leg. Or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I really wish I would have. The thing is that me and my dad were out on the road by 1. We left by 1 o'clock. I think what I should have. I really wish I would have stayed around Saturday and then left Sunday. It would have made much more sense because it would have been nice to stay. It would have been nice to see you at least once again.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I mean, I got to see a lot of people.
Seeing Garrett again for the first time in 4 years would have been amazing too.
Yeah.
Or 3 years.
That would have been wild. I didn't even know he would be there. That's cool.
Now,
I wonder if he'll be there next year because I plan on being done by December, and I plan on walking next year. So.
Oh, so you're still taking Cedarville classes?
Yeah, I'm taking classes online and transferring them over to Cedarville.
Oh, so you'll still walk the Cedarville stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So, one of the things I need to do research on and figure out cost-wise is if it will be feasible for me to fly back to Ohio for Hackler's wedding. Or Aragorn's wedding,
Yeah.
That's happening around Labor Day weekend, which works out, or I think it is. When is Labor Day?
Let me pull that up. Anyone in the chat, if you got the answer to when is Labor Day, I will give you $0 because that's all I can afford to give you.
And I don't know any of you, so you can't have my money either.
Labor Day is a federal holiday in the United States celebrated on the first Monday in September to honor and recognize the American labor movement and the works and contributions of laborers to the development and achievements of the United States. The 3-day weekend it falls on is called Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
That's what's from Wikipedia.
4th is Labor Day then. So September 4th is the first Monday, so that would be Labor Day.
Yes.
So I will probably have that day off of work, which means I'll have a 3-day weekend. By the time that weekend comes around, I'll be able to take at least that Friday off as well to make it a 4-day weekend. And that would give me enough time to theoretically fly up to Ohio from Arizona for the wedding. And maybe the after party if I decide I want to. like the wedding's going to be nice to attend because I know Nate will probably be there,
Mhm.
and many of the old gang guys will come out for it. I think so. It'll be fun to reunite with the goat, the Cardry goats.
Yes. Bringing the whole gang back together.
The old gang, and then I know, like the next day they're having their after reception party thing at Kings Island,
Right.
which I'm not as excited about. More because I'm not a roller coaster junkie anymore. So it's not like I really have to decide if I'll go there anyway for like Hackler's sake, or if Sunday would be a better day to go. Sunday might be a great day to roll on down to Cedarville and visit the new guys, my other hall guys, because all of them are gonna be there pretty much.
Yeah.
Swing by for a full day's visit and visit like some of the guys, eat at the Panda Express there if it's open. Though I don't know if it'll be open on Sunday.
There's a Panda Express there?
Oh, have you not heard this?
No. Is it like a legendary Panda Express location that I'm, as of now, completely unaware of?
So during the last year, Dr. White announced that Panda Express is going to they're going to add a Panda Express to the dining options and put it in the place that Stingers is at currently.
I forgot about that.
Yes, and I will tell you already that there are pictures already of Stingers demolition happening.
Whoa.
So Stingers is officially... there was also originally going to be a plan to put Stingers inside of Chuck's. But Dr. White, during one of the last chapels, admitted that doing that would require eliminating some of the favorite items off the menu.
Of Chuck's?
So instead, they would no longer be able to sell like chicken quesadillas or yellow jacket sandwiches or like all the flex meal stuff that people actually go to Stingers for. So yeah. So as of right now, Panda Express is being put into the Stinger spot. They're like expanding the kitchen and all that other stuff to make room for it. I believe they might also be trying to expand seating capacity down there.
That'd be a good thing. But how would they do that? Are they gonna cut into the tornado shelter?
I don't know. Wait, where's the tornado shelter in the SSC?
So, Stingers is technically one of the tornado shelters, I think. But if you go into Stingers,
are you talking about the computer lab that nobody goes to?
Yeah, well, I used to go there because no one else went there, so it was an easy place for me to focus. But I only learned that cheat code like my senior year there, so it's like.
Yeah, I know. I would have taken advantage of it a little bit.
Yeah, I wish someone had told me earlier. This is such a great place to study at.
Well, yeah. So as of right now, Panda Express is being put in there, and I believe for this upcoming school year, because they're not going to move Stingers into Chuck's or renovate Chuck's till the next summer, that Stingers might just not exist for this year.
Oh, for the whole year?
Yeah, well, Dr. White didn't want to move Stingers into Chuck's after all because it would require eliminating some of the student favorite meals. So it's possible Stingers may get its own location at some point.
Shoot. I actually really do need to go to bed.
Yeah, you should probably go to bed. I'm gonna have to go to bed in like a little while here, because I have to wake up for work tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. And I gotta edit my video for tomorrow as well. Gotta find a clip from the stream that I can use.
From this stream?
Yeah. Probably talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene issuing articles of impeachment. But alright, yeah, it was nice hanging with you for a bit here.
Yeah, unexpected.
Yeah, pretty fun. Alright, see you around, man.
Yep.
All
I'll
right.
see you virtually.
Yes, sir. Alright, peace out. Whew. Alrighty. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, that was a fun stream. We got through a lot, but also that stream was very, 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 very long. We did a lot, right? Like we played like CS:GO, we played Halo. We talked about a lot of news and politics. Some things that, you know, I feel like my reaction stuff has kind of been like on like the downturn lately. I feel like some of my reactions were not the greatest today, but I feel like they worked out well enough. Definitely want to improve my format though. I think my format might be getting a little dry. Need to freshen it up. But yeah, I played CSGO, played Halo, talked about the news and politics, even took one of the react requests. Reacted to one of those, so it was a good stream. And also thanks to everyone who showed up in the chat. I appreciated seeing you guys in the chat today. Official Mike, Mr. Pizza, Lennox O, and also the guest appearance from Lord Hawkins at the end. Appreciate you popping in as well. Peace out, y'all. I'm sleepy.
Oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see. But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the King and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing on favor. I tried to go fall in love with the paper. Till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor. Trust in the King and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing on favor. I tried to go fall in love with the paper. Till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you